Yeah. Oh dear. I think we're on air. Oh. What a cock up. Okay. Bit early. Show's going to start in just a few minutes. And there you go. I'm going to try and connect Piers and Graham, if they're about. And yeah, we'll try. Okay. And in the meantime, I suppose you can, I don't know. It's a Friday night, yeah. It's a Friday night. One, two, da-de-da, da. Ooh. Oh, seems to be working. Hello. Oops. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We'll be right with you. Hold on. Daily Brexit, live at 5, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Daily Brexit, coming up shortly.
Live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Live at 5, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Daily Brexit, yes, coming up soon.
Daily Brexit. One, two, da-de-da, da. Ooh. Oh, seems to be working. Hello. Oh, look at that. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. We'll be right with you. Hold on. Daily Brexit, live at 5, Tuesdays and Thursdays.
Daily Brexit, coming up shortly.
Live on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 5 p.m.
Live at 5, Tuesdays and Thursdays. Daily Brexit, yes, coming up soon.
Daily Brexit. One, two, da-de-da, da. Ooh. Oh, seems to be working. Hello.
Hello.
Look at that. Oh, okay.
Hello, can you hear me?
We'll be right with you. Hold on. Daily Brexit.
I can hear you.
5,
yeah.
Tuesdays.
This is cool.
Thursdays.
Just a bit of
Daily
Brexit
pre-show, people.
Coming up shortly.
Live on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Oh, blimey. I'll tell you. Right, that's enough of that. Piers?
Yeah.
Piers? Yeah, you're there, aren't you?
Hello?
You're there.
Yes.
Yeah, we're both there. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Good, good. You're very slow. You sound slow. Is there latency?
I can't hear any, I'm getting a bar come up saying internet connection problem. There's a problem with the internet. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I don't usually get this when I speak.
I'll tell you what. I actually realise this might help. The show is. This is a Friday night show. Yeah, this is a different kind of show. And Graham actually on the show with their video with me, and that would be so cool if we could do that. But I did forget to disconnect from my VPN, and I was using that for nefarious reasons. Which I'm not going to explain right now. But they weren't bad. They weren't bad reasons. Piers, how are you, man? Recover?
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm good. But I keep getting this message come up. There's a problem with the internet connection between you two. Hold on while we try and
Right. Hold on. I'm just trying to find this. Yeah. Okay. For a start, it would help if I unpin. How do I do that? Oh, there we go. There we go. Okay. So I've pinned this post, this, whatever it is on a Friday night is at the top of the page on Daily Brexit now. So yeah. Yeah, Piers. So you can't. Is it not better for you?
Well, I just keep getting this box flashing up. Internet connection problem. There's a problem with the internet connection between you two. Hold on while we try and get the call back.
But we're speaking fine.
Yeah, no, we are speaking fine, so I don't know what the hell's going on.
I think you'll find it's better now because there's less latency, and that's because I just got off that VPN, which was slowing it right down. I do apologise. Anyway, Piers, man, listen, I thought for tonight, if you wouldn't mind, because it's a Billy Boner special edition, would you please introduce the show for us, and I'll just kind of ride the fader.
You want me to say something? Yeah, okay.
For God's sake.
Okay, well, we're going to talk about
he's useless.
the BBC.
He's useless. So go on, Piers.
Yeah. What?
You're supposed to introduce the show, mate.
Oh, right, okay. Well, tonight, on this show, we're gonna talk about the BBC and you know what a biased, bent bunch of bastards they are.
Go on.
That's basically what we're going to talk about.
Is that it?
Well, yeah.
Piers Garnham for you. You could have sung us a song or something. Okay, Piers is my oldest, well, he's sort of a mate, really. So we do this, but not normally, with a webcam involved. And I'm going to try and get Piers on too, because he's worth looking at. This is an unusual show. This is a Billy Boner's show. It's a Friday night. It's late night show. So, no kids, yeah?
What, you mean we can say rude words and stuff?
Yeah, you can do what you like, mate, as far as I'm concerned. I don't care. I'd rather not get a Facebook ban. How are you?
I'm having a cigar.
What are you smoking? Tell me. I know it's a special one.
Yeah.
Hold on. You got you got a Churchill thing going on, haven't you?
It's a Monte Cristo number 4.
Nice.
I went and bought them up in the West End, but they're supposed to be for you actually when I come and stay with you next week. But I
told you to smoke them. Enjoy it, mate. I've got a glass of wine on the go.
They're so nice.
Baxter says he's probably smoking rubbish.
I gave up cigarettes about a while ago, and I just occasionally. Well, I was hanging out with a school friend a couple of weekends ago, and he's very, very wealthy and smokes a lot of these.
You're so posh, man. Piers is so posh, I'll tell you.
Well, I'm not really, but
hold on, Piers, just a sec. Yeah, he is.
I know. I've known
Piers,
quite a lot of posh people.
I'm going to take a call, mate. How do I? Oh, there we go. Hey, hold on, Chris. We got Chris here. Piers, Chris. Can you hear each other?
What, Chris Baxter?
Yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Oh,
I can't hear it. Hold
on a sec.
You got to get the tech sorted, Ollie.
I'm trying to. We're using Skype for this, so I can, which is much. Basically it doesn't mean that the browser is struggling, because browsers, can use a lot of RAM. Excuse me. Oh, yeah. Piers, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still here.
Chris, I can hear this heavy breathing, but maybe it's like he sat on his phone, like people do, and they call you by accident.
Oh,
it sounds like that.
Is he bum dialed you?
He's probably on the loo or something.
What, with his mobile? You can't bum dial somebody on the loo.
God knows
disgusting.
what people do with their mobiles on the loo, mate.
I took one of those Facebook tests today. It was like, what class do you belong to? And it was like, do you call the toilet the loo, the cars, whatever, Of course, it's the loo, and there was lots of other questions like that. Do you call your mum and dad mater and pater, mum and dad, mother and father? That sort of thing.
You probably call them mater and pater, don't you?
No, I don't. I just call them mum and dad.
Yeah, you're a bit of a. I bet you like Jacob Rees-Mogg.
Well, I got upper class as my category, but that's just some stupid.
Is your Latin as good as Jacob?
No, I did take Latin at prep school, but amo, amas, mat,
Amamus and Martis and Man. That's the only thing I remember.
Yeah, that's pretty much all I remember as well. Or etu brutai and and ordo ab chao.
Oh yeah, well you've learnt that since.
That's true, I have. Yeah, that's very true. I have learned that since. But yeah, so my Latin's not great, no.
That's actually a good theme for a show, Piers. Ordo ad chaos, whatnot.
Well, yes. I mean, we can certainly sort of touch on that tonight if you like a little bit, because it sort of plays into the overall recipe of the Bilderberg globalist movement.
There is a theme here, isn't there? Listen, hold on just a sec, because, Baxter is on the line here. He just doesn't realise it. I'm not joking. Hold on a sec. Let me just see.
How can he not realise? I mean, he's he has to sort of make an effort to sort of log on to Skype.
I'd rather not say.
What's the weather doing your end? Is it not as warm as it was?
It's very hot, and I've got the aircon in here tonight because it was too much, and I.
Oh, have you got a freestanding aircon box?
Yeah, no. I built it in, man. Come on. I did the whole thing. I tell you.
I can't hear it.
I like
I can't
that
hear
stuff.
it.
No. It's not in this room. It's in the bedroom, and it's sort of coming through.
Oh, okay.
And then I put one in the kitchen, and that goes through into the lounge. But we don't want a bit of a room. So I tell you, it's a nightmare to do. No, I don't understand why Baxter is connected, or it's just.
Anyway, well,
you know what? Okay, I'm gonna try and pull him in. Okay, let's see if he answers this, because he tried to call me, but I actually could possibly get hold of him this way as well. And this is an interesting test for us. No, he's not. Oh, call failed. Call failed. Okay, I suppose I should look at the comments to see if we've got any comments. If indeed anybody's even watching.
Indeed, anybody's.
Yeah. I've got no idea, mate. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's right. Yeah, okay.
What about your other guest? Is he joining?
I don't know. Is there any other guests?
Hey! Chris!
Hello.
Hello.
How did that work? How did that work? Well, how did you... Did you connect with us on Skype?
Yes.
Good. I don't know, because I didn't think I pressed anything, so I obviously did. I have had a glass of wine before the show, I admit. How are you, Chris Baxter?
Can he hear us?
I don't know.
I'm fine, thank you, Ollie.
Why is there so much delay?
I don't know, but I've got somebody's front lounge in my...
Yeah, that's right. Piers, with this bird, for crying out loud. Piers, you've got that picture of Fraser's portrait of that attractive young lady.
That is that Israeli belly dancer that he used to draw. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's
Where do I find this picture?
I'm currently smoking a cigar out of the window, but I will come and sit in front of your monitor at some point.
This is the late night Friday edition, everybody. So there's no format. It's pretty relaxed. It's pretty casual. So hey, Chris Baxter, what's going on? What are you doing? Well, why did you? Oh, you called in to test this thing. That's very kind.
Hasn't he got some sort of rally or march coming up this weekend?
Well, I wouldn't think it's a rally, but it is a walk from Rotherham to Halifax,
How far is that?
I don't know, but they set off at about 2 o'clock in the morning. They expect to arrive by 10 in the morning. And then from Halifax to Littleborough, which sets off at 10, we expect to be in Littleborough around about 2ish in the afternoon.
Chris, would you mind? Yes. Would you mind if I put some music underneath this? Because I was working on this thing earlier. Hold on a sec. Let me put this music on, and then you keep telling us what's going on. Just a sec.
I'm telling you nothing.
This might not work. Yeah. Yeah.
It sounds to me like the music's going to be wholeheartedly inappropriate if Chris actually tells us what this march is for.
That's true. Yeah.
If it's going to be a chicken clucking or whatever, it's not really conducive when you're talking about the
parents again.
Oh right.
Yeah, exactly.
You're right. It is a Friday night. We've got to keep it light, guys.
Keep it light.
Well, yeah. I mean, come on. This BBC story is just funny, really. Because I mean, don't get me wrong. The serious story is that if you look at the headlines, I'm going to have a little rant here, and then you guys can chip in. If you look at the headlines over the last couple of days, the story's all been about equality. But that is not the story. The story is the fact that we are forced to pay for propaganda that works against us, of course. And so that's just, well, it's immoral for a start. And how much do we pay for that? About 5 billion for the Beeb, or I don't know what, or something like that. And so there you go. Okay, so there you go. That is basically this theme of this show. Chris.
Right, I'm aware of what the theme is. I think more or less we discussed it earlier. The BBC has become an internal market in which stars compared salaries to each other rather than the external market. I think what is happening is that the BBC have to keep up with the other stations so they don't lose their talent. What talent is another matter. People like Lineker, who are getting paid phenomenal amounts of money for sitting on a chair and talking about something that anybody can talk about, especially football fans.
Well, he is a talented... I mean, he does know his thing, of course.
Big bomb.
Well, look, the fact is, he's not worth that. But also, what you say, I would take issue with that, Chris, because you're saying that they, have to compete or whatever. They're pushing up the pay of the independent sector as well. And there are examples to, illustrate this. So Adam Bolton, for example, at Sky, is on £400,000 a year. And his equivalents at the Beeb, let me just have a quick look. They are, hold on just a sec.
What does Bolton
He's
do
on 400. John Humphreys is on 0.65 of a million. And Jeremy Vine is on 750,000. Hugh Edwards is on 500,000 to 600,000, And so my point is that the BBC is overpaying, in many cases, the commercial rate.
To keep the so-called talented people. However, let's get one point in correction here, because what is happening is that when you watch the BBC, we either get black blooming flipping damn newsreaders, we get...
Oh, come on.
Yes, it's like watching African TV. Now, I lived in Africa for 26 years. I've never seen so many on TV. The other matter being is when Gary Lineker is on, he has another half a dozen sat across from him talking to him.
He's not black.
Who's paying them?
Gary Lineker isn't. He's not black.
I don't care what colour they are. If they're good newsreaders, I don't really care what colour they are. I mean,
I do care.
I really like George Alagaya. Chris,
English,
not an accent. Look, George Alagaya is probably my favourite newscaster in the UK these days, and he gets 0.25. He gets 250,000 a year, as opposed to Hugh Edwards, and he's Welsh for God's sake, and he gets 5 to 600 grand a year, 5 to 600 for Hugh Edwards, as opposed to George Alagaya 0.25 a minute.
I'd rather listen to the Queen's English than listen to Welsh.
George Alagaya has beautiful English. So does
Or
Hugh
Emily
Edwards
Maitlis
has
had
a
a
lovely
dig
accent.
at her bosses, didn't she? You know, she said, "Oh, well, you'll be able to," you know, she was talking about some other news company or something, and saying that you'll be able to afford a BBC man. You know, so she was having a dig at the BBC hierarchy about, you know, the discrepancy of pay between the female and male presenters. I mean, the BBC is a racket. It seems evidently clear. And one thing that I do object to, you know, with an organisation that's supposed to be impartial, is that you know, that people do listen to celebrity. This is the thing. Celebrity has weight. It has kudos. You know, so when celebrities take a stance and put forward a point of view, you know, one side or the other, then people do listen.
That's
and
right.
it seems that the majority of presenters, you know, or celebrities that work for the BBC are all pushing the same pro-Remain mantra. You know, you can sit there and watch, you know, that was Mock the Week, or Who's Like, you know, what is that? The other one that is on. Oh God, I can't remember. Have I Got News for You? You know, and they're all pushing the Remain mantra. You know, it's just. Or you watch.
Do people watch that? I Have News for You. I can't. Rubbish programs I watch.
I can't watch it anymore because it's just so politically biased.
Silly.
And
I just put Piers' picture on the window, on the thing.
Mock the
Piers
Week
is on there now.
Yes, see him. Yeah, we can see him.
Yeah.
Even though he's not sat on his settee at home.
I will be a little while.
I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to get there.
These Christo 4s take a bit of smoking, I tell you. Yeah, I'm hoovering it up, but it's. Is
that what Clinton used?
No.
I think that was probably Christo number 2. They're slightly fatter.
Somebody should have told him. He got it wrong. You're supposed to roll them on the thighs of virgins. Anyway,
really?
Sorry. Yes. So yeah.
Well, you know,
okay.
what was it? Graham Norton as well. You know, he always comes. He starts his show with some jokes, and it's always usually some sort of slight political bias as well. So you know, you could argue that they're being paid these enormous salaries partly to sway them to be politically biased. You know, we'll pay you an extra couple of $100,000 a year if you toe the line and be pro Remain, you know.
You're completely right,
and they all are. They're all completely like that, aren't they? I mean, I haven't seen one BBC presenter that isn't sort of staunchly pro Remain. You know, it's like.
That's right.
Ollie.
Yeah.
Where did Piers get those Joe 90 glasses from?
He's got the whole briefcase, all that stuff.
Got them in a reputable
who can do the theme tune?
Glasses shop.
Specsavers.
I think it probably was.
Yeah.
Or,
he bought them at the garage.
I think it was Vision Express. I think it was.
You got them at the garage, the petrol station.
Other visual outlets can provide.
They're only a £5.
Yeah, probably got them on benefits because that's what.
No, those are posh glasses. Those are.
You are posh. You are posh.
Those are Giorgio Armani. Those spectacles. I'll have you know. I was thinner then. I was looking quite chiseled in that photograph. I'd been taking quite a lot of exercise and I was thinner than I am now.
You're listening to the Friday night edition. So it's all very relaxed. What did you do today, Chris?
Not much. Just put a few posts on the Facebook page. Went out for Chinese just now. Got back.
Very nice.
Had shredded chicken with oyster sauce, a few noodles, and I can assure you, you certainly come out of there full.
You eat well, don't you?
Oh, I certainly do. That's why I put on weight. I'm not chiseled, but I don't have any Joe 90 glasses.
Yeah, well, my eyesight has suffered from staring at computers for too long. That's the thing. It's
How long ago was that photo taken? Piers?
That was about 2 years ago.
2 years.
Yeah. 2 years ago.
Oh, it's one of them youngster photos.
Yeah, that's right. When I was the mere 46 years old, yeah, just sort of like, you know, a mere
You've been getting close to paedophiles just now.
Yeah, exactly. You know, they'll be grooming the hell out of me and you know, lining me up. You know, plying me with booze and
BBC show. The BBC show.
No, it's not the BBC show, Ollie. You've got it wrong.
No, it's a show about the BBC, though.
Daily Brexit, that's right. How much have you had to drink so far?
I've had a couple of glasses. What about you, Piers? You've been on the sauce.
I've had the best part of a bottle of wine. Yeah.
I've had 2 coffees. How's that?
Oh, I can't drink coffee at night. No.
I can't drink wine.
I'm catching a flight to Spain early in the morning, so I've got to.
Are you? Blimey.
To Menorca. I'm going to the Balearics. So.
Very nice.
Yeah, I'm flying over there for a week, and then I'm going to go and see our host in Valencia on Friday week.
Well, yeah, I never got the invite, so unfortunately I won't be coming with you. The fact that his missus is allowing me in the flat for the week. You two together, I'm sure she won't like it.
Well, it's like I'm like nuclear. I'm sort of like some sort of like toxic residue that sort of drags itself into their home, and they have to sort of walk around in hazmat suits and sort of spray me regularly with sort of disinfectant. You know, they have to fumigate the flat after I leave. You know, it's sort of
We do. Yeah, that's right. Yes. Yeah. But Piers, man, you need fumigation. I mean, it's.
What do you mean? I'm a perfectly clean and tidy boy.
Piers is a bachelor, yeah. He's a bachelor. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I do live with the lady, so I mean, like,
well, that's not a bachelor, then, is it?
I have to sort of keep the flat vaguely tidy. It's not like I can live in a bombshell or anything. You know, it's like I do the washing up and stuff and keep the kitchen looking smart. And I even did the hoovering the other day. I mean, like, I got the hoover out and I was hoovering everything. You know.
Piers, are you still smoking that bogey, mate?
Yeah, he is. He's not on his settee.
Because I want to test your video. Why can I not see your video, Chris? Because I could test yours too.
Well, it's on now.
Oh, I can. Oh, cool.
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Let's smoke.
Because yeah, God damn it, yeah. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Let me polish my camera, shall I?
Yeah. Right, I've finished now. So.
It's all right. In fact, Piers, seeing as we've got Chris, just stay by the window. That's the best thing.
Oh, really? Why? I'm coming back now.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm now sat in front of my...
He's sitting. How are you doing, Piers? All right.
I'm okay. I'm all right. I'm good. I'm all good.
Well, you've got nearly as much hair as Ollie.
Yes. The two of us are sometimes mistaken as sort of brothers, or, you know, brothers from another mother or whatever.
Crying out loud. Leave it out, mate. Hold on a sec. This is working. This is working.
Very well.
I'll tell you what. This is amazing. This is so cool. This is.
A glass of wine too now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's got to be done.
This is so
cool. It's got to be
cool.
done. Is it raining up in Rotherham at the moment?
This is very exciting. Yeah, very exciting. This is very exciting. Piers, man, look at your stomach. Man, look at your. God damn it, dude. You really need to lose some weight, man. You're looking a bit on the podgy side.
No, it's one of those aliens. You know, it's going to come bursting out of my tummy at any minute. You know, it's going to go.
Don't cook for him.
I have been eating quite a lot of cheese lately, so
that's bad for you.
Yeah, a bit of mature cheddar. It's hard to beat.
This is brilliant. You know? This is cool. I can't believe we can do this. I've got you guys both here on the stream.
Actually, Ollie, I did my tuna pasta bake last night. but I left the sweet corn out because I know you don't like it. And Ollie's traumatized by my cooking. He came around once years ago, and I made tuna pasta bake, and I put sweet corn in it, and Ollie absolutely loathed sweet corn with a passion.
Well,
and well, it's probably because it's all GMO these days, and you guys can sort of.
When I visited Hungary, they used to feed the pigs with it.
Ah, right, okay.
In Hungary, it's pig food.
Ah, okay, yeah. Well, I haven't really eaten sweet corn since because Ollie was so traumatized by my addition of sweet corn in the tuna pasta bake.
Actually?
It's just not done, you know. Anybody who's been to Italy, they know you do not put.
I mean, it's my take on sweet
and peas
corn,
as well. He put peas in it. I mean, come on, you know.
I didn't put peas in it.
Actually, tuna based probably isn't.
You're just making it up now. I mean, it was delicious, but you were just being, you know, funny.
No.
You're you know, if you haven't cooked it yourself, or if you know, you've just got this sort of impression that everything I create is disgusting.
I do like cooking, and Pierce's food is well.
There's nothing wrong with my cooking.
I thought you had to come down to cooking.
I can do. I'm really good at the staples. I'm great at shepherd's pie, cottage pie, fish pie. You know,
basic pie.
Yeah, I can do pies and pastas and yeah, I'm quite sort of versatile. You know, relatively speaking.
Hey guys,
yeah.
we got a surprise. We got a mystery guest. Well, actually, our own guest, Graham Sutherland, who's a super bloke, and he is. I'm just trying to add him to the call. Sorry, Piers. Sorry, mate. Sorry, carry on.
No, that's all right. Do you do any cooking, Christopher, or are you sort of?
I was a cook in the Navy.
Oh, were you?
Oh yes, long time ago, 40 years ago, when I was still young and snapper.
Was that on a boat?
Yes, I was on the P&O. Cruise lines. I was on Manchester liners.
Oh wow!
Cooking for something like 1,800 people.
Gosh, blimey! So that was peeling a lot.
Had some good fun. I would recommend it to anyone.
A lot of spud peeling and all that kind of stuff.
I don't know about the spud peeling. I was talking about other things, but.
Oh, okay. The ladies.
The cruises were brilliant. They really were. That's all I'm saying. For a young, I'm still waiting for this picture of this blonde lady that you were watching earlier on.
For a young man working on the cruise liners, yes, I'm sure. I'm sure it was quite.
Blimey.
Something.
Okay, right. That's enough of that. That's enough of that.
Oh, right. Okay.
You're
talking about BBC yet?
Graham, are you there?
Yes.
Graham.
Hi.
Graham, your audio is a bit dodge. I wonder if we're pushing the boundaries here. We've got loads of video coming down as well. I just can't now, as you can see on my screen, the video's all gone berserk. I'm going to try and work that out anyway. But in the meantime, look at that. You can have Piers's mug back.
Well, I don't think, Ollie, that Graham has his video on.
I don't have a video on this PC.
Have you switched it on, Graham?
I don't have a video on this PC.
Oh, right, okay. So this is why we can only see your GS to say that you're actually on by phone.
Yeah, you're not seeing a still pic?
No, I only see a GS.
Yes, we see your picture.
Yeah.
It's better than Piers.
Listen, I had a giant rabbit, I had a pet giant rabbit, and it chewed through my cables for my webcam.
Are you being serious? Or, I mean, I don't know what goes on in Scotland, and maybe that's just standard fare in Scotland, giant rabbits chewing through internet cables. You
know this. It actually chewed through. The one night I came out, I couldn't believe it. It managed to get out. I had a little cage made for it. Anyway, it managed to escape, and I didn't see it. So it ripped up the carpet in my bedroom in 3 separate corners. And it chewed through every single cable from a TV, from a Blu-ray player. I've got an Xbox, a fan heater. I had a Hoover. I had a hairdryer. I had a guitar lead, and all my computer.
Hold on, Piers. I can see you picking your nose, man.
And he did it.
I wasn't. I was just.
Oh,
itching.
that's awesome.
I'm just itching the edge.
Hold on, I'm gonna
I'm
gonna try and home in. I'm gonna try and expand Piers picking his nose just for everybody at home. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, we're learning. Yeah.
Did you rewind it?
Sorry, Graham. Sorry.
Yeah. Anyway, that's what happened to my webcam.
Well, I'm very sorry to hear that. I think you should eat that rabbit. It sounds like it would be better in the pot rather than as a pet. You know.
Do you know what I did? No, listen, I did better than that. I felt really sorry for it always being cooped up, especially in the summer. So I just took it up the mountain and I just let it go.
Oh,
Did you really?
Yeah, I did.
Do you reckon he would have survived? I mean, like, wouldn't it have been a bit of a Watership Down scenario where, you know, he would have been sort of, you know, ousted or beaten up by all the other local bully rabbits, you know, kind of.
I know what you're saying. Like when a budgie or a parrot escapes, that's what happens, eh? No, he was half normal wild rabbit and half giant strain. So he wasn't quite so big as the other giants, but he was a hell of a lot bigger than the ordinary rabbits.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, maybe he'll end up breeding, and you'll end up with a sort of killer mutant race of giant rabbits on the hills. It'll be like some sort of Watership Down on steroids. You know, I mean, it'll be crazy. You know, it'll be like the Hound of the Baskervilles, but with rabbits.
Crying out loud.
I know what you're saying. Yeah, I know what you're saying. Giant ninja
What a
mutant.
ridiculous thing
Yeah,
to say.
sort of great big sort of, you know, teeth, kind of like.
Yeah, it's one of them
Like,
good
kinda like,
specials, isn't it?
Well,
but
yeah.
hey, listen,
How much? He's at a bottle. Okay, this is the Friday night edition. Yeah.
They do some
Friday night.
really cool stuff. They do some really cute stuff. Rabbits do.
Yeah, they do a lot of.
Did you see that? Did you see that scene in Monty Price and the Holy Grail?
Monty Python, not Monty
Yes.
Price.
Yes.
Monty Python.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, what Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Yeah,
Run away.
the bring me the holy hand grenade. That scene where the rabbit
Yeah,
sort of
that's right.
goes between throats, tearing throats out. That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah. No, they come and snuggle up to you. You're just sitting watching the TV and you let them out. You know, they come up and they sit beside you and snuggle up. And they go on, after they've eaten, they get a mad energy rush and they run round and round the room, really fast, which includes running over your lap, you know, and they do a circuit round the room really, really fast. And they keep it going, you know, maybe, I don't know, 30, 40, 50 circuits.
Do you end up with rabbit Maltesers all over the floor? You know, kind of like you know, you end up. But they are quite sort of dry and easy to sort of sweep up. So.
Oh man, they're no problem. They're bone dry. They're just little pellets of grass, basically. And you just hoover them up.
Yeah. And then you can tip your Hoover bag onto the vegetable patch, and you end up with some great fertilizer. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, fantastic. Yeah. You know, I mean, it's a new way of doing organic farming. You know, you watch your rabbit run around the living room 40 times, pick up all the pellets, tip them on the vegetable patch, and you get some great spuds and green beans. You know, I mean, yeah.
Hey, I never mentioned the fact that they make really cute little noises as well.
Do they?
Yeah, they make cute little sounds that you can't quite mimic.
So you're not going to try?
I'm wondering, why do you have rabbits at your age? Surely, do you have children who you know, or is this some sort of residue kind of like sweetness from your childhood that you've never got rid of?
No, I'll tell you what happened, right? I got a whole load of second-hand decking.
Right.
When I say second-hand, it wasn't really second-hand. It was just a few months old. They had, anyway, I got a huge pile of it. And I mean like eight full decks, L-shaped decks. I got 8 of them. So I had piles and piles of this stuff. So I was going around doing decking for people. building decks. So I
That's
built
because you work in the. That's what I remember now. You
Timber.
do this special timber job, where you do like hardwoods and stuff like that, don't you? Up in near Inverness, is that right? Am I remembering correct? Am I remembering correctly?
Yes, we cut trees and we slab hardwoods like elm and oak and ash and sycamore.
That's right.
Yeah, we sell it in slabs. That's part of the business.
Was your decking hardwood then?
No, it wasn't. It was just ordinary bog standard decking. But I got it for nothing. I acquired it, which was fantastic. So anyway, I was doing decks. I was building decks for people, and I built this big. I extended a guy's existing deck. I made it like 3 times the size or something. Mechanic stays in the next village along, and he was absolutely delighted, and he was taking his wife out. Oh, look at the space and everything, loads of space for the kids and, blah, blah, blah. So that was fine. And his son, who is about 8 or 9 years old, said, Daddy, I'd like to give Graham one of the bunnies because, they had giant rabbits. And they'd had a whole load of bunnies, and this guy said, "Do you want a giant rabbit?" And I went, "Well, yeah, okay."
Like you do.
Is this thing this giant rabbits? I mean, they are quite big. Is it the size of a cat, sort of thing, or?
It's the size. I'll tell you, I've got a good similarity in size and body weight. It's about the size of a small spaniel.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's reasonably sizable. Actually, that's big.
Yeah.
There's some.
I'd rather a spaniel. I'd rather have the spaniel.
That sounds delicious. I mean, like you could get a really good, slab of meat.
That's what I do. I'd bloody cook it.
I'm very partial to a bit of rabbit. I mean, like rabbit's delicious. It's a completely underutilized meat in the UK. I mean, the French used to eat it because there wasn't anything else to eat, and then it sort of became very popular. But it is very, very good. It's very lean and it's quite gamey. Sort of like gamey chicken, really, but it's good. It's really
for
good.
crying out loud! You just don't stop, do you?
I think it's quite high in protein as well.
Yeah.
BBC.
Yeah, they should have more rabbits, lapin, hanging in the butchers around the countryside. But you see, the trouble is, this is another thing that's sort of shamefully happening across this country is the fact that all these local little butchers and grocers are sort of closing down, and you're ending up with these sort of local supermarkets, local Sainsbury's, which I object to. I profane. I'd much rather have a local grocers, independent grocers or butchers that you can go and source your food from. I mean, hopefully.
I'll tell you what. We used to have a wicked one in Crouch End. We had a fantastic butcher's there, Crouch End. So I suppose it's a bit posh. It is. It's a very nice part of London. Crouch End is lovely in North London. Hornsey.
We still have one in Dominant.
Was it all kosher?
It was all. I don't know. It was all great. It was a regular old English butcher's, but actually that is a very interesting topic. This whole halal thing is but I don't want to go into that tonight. Oh, yeah. But that is a very interesting thing, though. It has to be said. I'd like to do a show on that.
Do you know that?
I've seen some very disturbing documentaries without getting too far into it about the way the meat's produced. It's terrible.
So have I, and it's horrible. Listen, interesting that you brought that up. When I was going to work today, they were actually having a discussion program on the halal meat industry in general, but also they focused in on the UK. And there's a whole program on Radio 4 about it. And I was quite interested to find out that 85%, that's an interesting statistic, 85% of halal meat is actually stunned before they slit the throat. And this was a Muslim guy.
It's not supposed to be. No, it's supposed to be momentarily stunned, not terminally stunned. Is that not the difference?
No, halal is just a cutting of the throat. There's no stunning whatsoever, and the animal's traumatized, and basically pumps all its own blood out before it finally collapses in a heap. It's disgusting. It really is.
I mean, they basically have a tape of the prayers that they're supposed to be uttering, playing in the background while they hang these beasts upside down and cut their throats. Yeah, that's basically what goes on.
Well, that's humane then.
Oh, that's cold comfort, unless they're moving in Arabic.
Well, yeah, yes. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, maybe they are training the pigs. Oh no, they don't eat pig, do they? No, the cows and the
cows.
But listen, yeah, the program was quite interesting because this Asian guy was on. He represented various Asian organisations and stuff. He was a spokesman for the Muslims, basically, in London. Anyway, he was saying that, we're actually campaigning. We're aware of the fact that 85% of halal meat is actually stunned because of British legislation. Nothing to do with Islam. It's just for the Muslims, basically, in London. He was saying that,
Sorry.
Man,
that was my fault. I apologise. Graham, carry on. Sorry.
I just to finish what I was saying. He was actually trying to campaign to get them to stop stunning the meat. The 85% that's done that way. He was trying to get them to stop that because he was saying it was against Islam, and he was campaigning to try and get them to stop doing that. He said it was part of their religious freedom that that's just what they do. And the guy said to him, "But look, it's quite traumatizing for the animal. I know it's reasonably quick, but it still traumatizes the animal for those moments and stuff." And he was saying, "Oh well, but that's how it's always been done. That's our religion. This is our religion." So it was quite an interesting program.
Yeah,
I won't eat halal.
Well, it's quite difficult not to these days because we've had to. You've got mixed culture and religious schools, and in order to be able to facilitate feeding everybody without issue, it's easier just to sort of bend down and bend over and sort of allow halal meat to be put on the menu because that way, it causes less fuss and bother. I mean, it is. Yeah, personally, I think we are too politically correct in this country in the sense that we're too forgiving of the way of cultural difference and religious difference in the sense that we should all be on the same page with the production of food and lots of other things as well, where we are just too forgiving and too accommodating, and it's that old adage, if you give people an inch, they take a mile, and that does frustrate me. I think there should be standard set of rules for everybody, with food production and a whole host of other things, and people should all adhere to those regulations regardless of faith or culture.
Of course.
I object to being told how to produce. I eat meat, but I want my meat to be.
Piers, don't go.
I want it to be produced humanely, though. I do. I do want it to be produced humanely.
We all do. Everybody does.
I don't like. No, well, that's not true. Is
not going to happen, though, is it? Look, hold on.
Everybody does.
Look, we're supposed to be talking about the BBC.
Oh, right, yeah.
We are, aren't we?
Good idea, Ollie.
I got in a lift with Gary Lineker and his ex-missus once.
Here we go. Another 10 minutes. I'm just going to go and cook a steak.
What about him?
He's quite short, actually. I was sizing him up in the lift. I was thinking, could I take him? And I was thinking, I probably could. He's not that big.
You met Jamiroquai once, didn't you?
I did. I bummed a fag off JK. Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's true.
It's the Friday night show.
I offered him 50p for a smoke, and he was like, "No, just have one, man."
We've got some comments. We've got some comments We got
Really?
we got some. Oh, blimey! I'm sorry.
Some guy had a go at him in the street. I don't know. It might have had something to do with a scooter. I can't remember. But the guy ended up, they had a bit of an exchange, an altercation, and this guy ended up, punching him about the face quite severely.
Really?
Oh dear.
Yeah. I think he got a broken nose and a fractured cheek change.
Was he a Rangers fan?
Don't think it was anything to do with football. The guy just didn't realise who he was, He didn't realise he was some kind of celeb, He just thought he was a random, arrogant fucker.
He was perfectly charming when I met him. I mean, like, I met him in a car park, and I just I'd had an operation on my shoulder. I'd had a motorcycle accident, and just had some surgery on my shoulder to fix it, and I hadn't had a cigarette for days, and I was gagging for one, and I could see him standing in the car park next to his flash Porsche, smoking a ciggy, and I just went up to him and said, I'll give you 50p for a smoke. And he was like, no, just have one. So he gave me a fag, and we lit up, and he had one with me, and we just talked about his Porsche. that was about the long and the short of the whole scenario. To be fair, I mean, he was perfectly pleasant. I didn't admit that I knew who he was. I just sort of had a chat, a fake chat with him.
I think
that's how I would handle it, actually.
Actually, I did one other celebrity cigarette ponce off Dennis Waterman. He was doing My Fair Lady in the West End at the Drury Lane Theatre, and I went to meet an acting agent in a pub just across the road from Drury Lane, and it was just before the smoking ban came in, and there was this old boy having a pint at the end of the bar, and I said, look, I'll give you 50p for a smoke, and he was like, no, just have one. And I was like, no, my penance for being a scrounging arsehole, let me give you 50p. And he was like, no, just have one. And I'm like, no, let me give you the 50p. And he was like, all right. So I gave him the 50p, and I lit up, and then I looked at the landlord, and he was looking at me as if I was mental. And then I looked at the guy again who'd given me the cigarette. It was Dennis Bloody Waterman having a
Really?
quiet pint just before going across the road to do My Fair Lady. I gave him 50p. For a cigarette. Anyway.
Yeah. I never really liked him for some reason.
No, you were never. He was married to Rula Lenska, wasn't he? He was married to Rula Lenska. They lived in Beaconsfield together.
Yeah, one of these things where you just take a dislike to someone for no apparent reason. It was just, he was one of those,
I'll tell you who was lovely. George Cole. George Cole, who played Arthur Daly in Minder. Yeah. I met him once or twice. He was a lovely man, and his wife Penny as well.
Yeah, you can see that. He is cool. He
was in the Centrillions films, wasn't he? He was awesome. I loved.
Ollie, you interviewed a lot of famous people back in the day when you were doing your telly gigs, weren't you? I mean, like, you were. Ollie's interviewed loads of famous people. Ollie's met way more famous people than I have. I mean, like, I've bummed a couple of fags off people and met the odd random folk, but I mean, I haven't. I mean, if we're going to name drop, I had dinner with Michael Johnson, the runner, on Friday night.
Look, I'll tell you what. Hold on, Piers. Before you go off on another big rant, I'm just gonna say we've had some lovely comments here. Yeah, we've only got one person watching. No, we've got 4. We've got 4 people watching. We did have 5 at one point. I mean, it's pathetic, isn't it? I'll tell you. Anyway, Aaron Bacon, if you are watching, good evening. Thank you. Evening. He says, Chris Ford, hi everyone. Oh, blimey. So, yeah, Debbie Shaw, hi all, I have found you live at last. Excuse me, I'm struggling. I've had another glass of wine in all the time I've been listening to Piers, yeah. Chris Ford, I'm glad I didn't get my Skype working with you lot on the booze. Chris Ford, about your intro, I think it is, very basic, Piers. Chris Ford, did you meet John Prescott? Okay, loads of... Steve Richards, liking the satire. Okay, so let's try and remember that there is some kind of sort of satire that we should be doing tonight as well, because that is a bit of this Friday night idea. Anyway, Beverly Taylor King, boys will be boys, very amusing. Okay, love it. That's nice. Yeah, so hello everybody. Whoever is watching, if you are still watching, and I note that we've still got 4 people watching since I started reading that lot out, and so that's quite good. And I'm going to now hand over to Graham to explain the problems with the Boys Buggering Club, and in relation to the secret societies, please, Graham. Thank you. God bless you.
Okay, well, I've got an interesting BBC story just to kick off with. I was driving home one night on a February evening in 2008, and oh no, sorry, I'm getting two stories mixed up. Sorry, scratch that. Scratch.
Hold on, scratch. I'll go back. I'll erase that bit. Just a sec.
Rewind. Yeah. Right, yeah. So, okay, so I'm just sitting watching the TV, and I'd probably watch the news or something.
Baxter's just got himself a cup of coffee, look.
Oh, I'm glad you noticed.
It's all right for some, isn't it?
You're all
didn't offer
drinking
me
away,
one.
talking about all these common folk that are not in my peg racket. And I was getting a bit bored, so I went and had a coffee. Well, I've got a coffee, sorry.
I'll tell you, he didn't bloody offer us one, did he? Anyway, carry on.
Anyway, getting back to the story. Then this is in 2008, by the way. Now, I've just found that I found the programme. It was called Torchwood. And I found the programme quite disgusting. I don't want to see guys kissing. I don't want to see two guys kissing.
No.
What was it? Torchwood, what is it? A drama or something?
Oh, some shit like that. Obviously, I didn't watch it because I was repulsed by it. But it was a
yeah, it's disgusting.
It was a lot. It was talked about a lot in 2008. Anyway, I remember that. But anyway, I wrote them and said it was before the watershed, and I thought it was totally inappropriate to show two men kissing because I'm not comfortable with it. So they wrote me back a letter. They wrote me back an email, and I've just found it. I've just found their email. This is dated Friday, the 1st of February 2008. Dear Mr. Sutherland, thank you for your email of the 12th of January about the edition of our BBC programme Torchwood. I understand you feel the programme was unsuitable for a pre-watershed broadcast due to scenes of two men kissing. We ensure depictions of affection or sexuality between couples are suitable for pre-watershed viewing, regardless of whether the characters portrayed are heterosexual or homosexual. Each episode of Torchwood Series 2 can be carefully edited for a 7 p.m. broadcast in order to be appropriate for a wider audience, including younger viewers. The BBC have a very strict set of editorial guidelines, which all programmes, including Torchwood, must adhere to, and which are always taken into account in order to ensure that the episodes are suitable for pre-watershed viewing. The explicitness of the content is our concern rather than sexuality, and the post and pre-watershed versions of the show absolutely adhere to these guidelines. I would like to assure you that we have registered your complaint on our audience log. This is the internal report of audience feedbacks which we compile daily for all programme makers and commissioning executives within the BBC, and also their senior management. It ensures that your points and all other comments we receive are circulated and considered across the BBC. Thank you again for taking time to contact the BBC. Jonathan Dunlop, BBC Complaints.
Yeah, John Barrowman, the chap who plays the lead in Torchwood, is an American actor.
Yeah. Here, listen. Listen, I've just found my two. I only wrote them a 2-line email, and I've just found it. This is what I said. Okay, this is what they're responding to. Dear sir, I've never complained about a TV program before in my life, or felt the need to. However, at 7:20 tonight, I had to endure a full-on, lingering, passionate kiss, in brackets, snog, between two men. I would have found this disgusting and in very poor taste at any time.
Is this you, Graham?
This is me, yeah.
Are you a bit homophobic, Graham?
Who grabbed you?
Let me finish. However, to have this filth on before the watershed is outrageous. Our young children are still up and viewing TV at this time, and to expose them to deviancy and perversion is totally unacceptable. That was me.
Well, you told him. I'll tell you what.
I work in the arts. I'm an actor. I work with gay people all the time. So I don't have an issue with people being gay at all. I understand your reticence for, you know, blatant displays of kind of passion before a certain point in the evening. You know, I mean, I find sort of gratuitous displays of
but you get kissing
behavior
between, you know, intersex kissing. You get that on children's TV, even because it's normal for children to kiss each other, for example. I mean, you get that normally. But the point is, should you have same-sex kissing on Before the Watershed? And actually, Graham, when you said that, I was thinking, well, you know, from the point of view of just being reasonable, I don't see that you can deny it. But on the other hand, if it's gratuitous, I'd say, well, that's what Piers was saying, I think.
I mean, is it to be actively encouraged? I mean, at the end of the day, what is it? Statistically speaking, 1 in 10, 1 in 9 people on the planet are you know, homosexual. So it's sort of
BBC
like
watchers.
No, that's not right at all. Okay, this is an area of my. I mean, I've researched these things. It's weird, right? Listen, it's kind of you know, you speak about karma and stuff. I had an encounter with a homosexual when I was a kid, right? I mean, don't get me wrong. You know, he never actually abused me. But he obviously wanted to, you know, but I was a really switched on kid and I knew exactly what he was all about, you know. But anyway, that sort of like made me really like, the guy was creepy, man, you know. He was creepy. He was really creepy. He was and we were playing football and he came in about, you know, and they went, oh, there's that creepy guy, you know. They called him a prowler. Some of my mates knew him and he was wanting to form a soccer team between me and all my pals. This was his angle, you know, and he was going to manage it and everything. And he was asking the kids to lie on him, you know. I'll show you how strong my stomach muscles are. Come and lie on me, you know. And I was like, that guy's a poof, you know.
How old were you? How old were you, mate? How old were you?
About 10 or 11.
Okay.
About 10 or 11. So, but anyway, but listen, I had I've got 3 sons, right? And the oldest one is gay. He's completely gay. He's in a same-sex relationship and everything. He's 26. He's a male model. He's extremely good looking.
This is your boy. This is your son.
This is my son, my oldest son. His name's Ross. Yeah. And he's been on TV. He's a minor celebrity. He's been in a lot of different programs. He's been up and down to London. And all of that stuff, you know. But he's a complete scatterbrain. He's got totally like Hollywood good looks, big square chin, dark hair, high cheekbones, big blue eyes, and a good build. He really is, you know.
Like Piers. He looks like that tonight.
It was funny, you know, man. It was like poetic justice for me, you know, because then I had to deal with this teenager who was clearly, you know, he wasn't one of the boys, you know. He was quite feminine, and I had to deal with this. And I'll be honest with you, it was quite difficult, you know. It was quite difficult.
What do they call? They call them. What do they call those sort of skinny guys? They call them. There's a word for it. Yeah. There's a sort of. I can't remember what it's. Twinkie. Is it a Twinkie?
Come on, keep the
Twinkie or something. There is a sort of terminology.
I bet there is.
I can't remember.
Okay.
I'd like to come in here, I might, man.
But anyway, you know, he's your eldest son. You love him, you know, regardless, and he didn't choose to be that way by choice. It's just
nonsense.
You don't think so? I mean,
hypocritical. You know, if you remember earlier, Piers, I mentioned I was in the Navy. You recall?
Oh, here we go. YMCA.
Actually, it is as bad as it is said. 83% are actually gay when you join the Navy.
I went on
as a 17-year-old. I went on as a 17-year-old trainee cook, And they're all there chasing you all over the kitchen, whatever.
Well,
And you don't tell me that people go in the Navy or become gay because it was in their genes. That is absolute nonsense. I've seen guys that came out of the same college as I did, who went to the same naval college, who were straight as a die. We went drinking, we went fighting, we were just.
Do you think that's the reason that the royal family always joined the Navy?
What?
Chris,
do you think that's the reason? Do you think that's the reason that the royal family always joined the Navy?
What? Because they're gay?
Well,
are you trying to say I'm gay? I can assure you, I am definitely not gay.
But no, in all seriousness, it's not.
No, in all seriousness, I'm definitely not gay.
It's not a sociological issue. It's a genetic thing. I do believe that. I don't believe people choose their sexuality. I believe nature chooses it for them.
Well, listen, can I tell you something that's quite interesting?
Yeah.
They have said, and it's been all over the internet, I'm sure you've seen it on our various social media, that soya is connected to the destruction of testosterone.
Really?
So, yes, soy or soya. And it actually attacks,
which is very GMO. I mean, most soy produced these days is genetically modified.
Yeah.
So
it is, yeah. But listen to this. My son, the one that's gay, he was kind of allergic to breast milk, because my wife wanted to breastfeed him, but he was
How old was he? He wasn't breastfeeding when he was gay.
He was
Gary Lineker's wife can breastfeed me anytime she likes.
He was breastfeeding from 1 or 2 days old up until about 2 months, and then he was coming out in mad rashes around his mouth and everything, and his tongue was swelling up and stuff.
So he's allergic to breast milk.
Well, yeah, I mean, he wasn't throwing it up; he was managing to keep it down. But
he's a baby. Anyway, I'm getting confused here. He's not breastfeeding. Yeah. He's a grown man who's gay.
No, but listen, he was, they put him on a soya formula milk called Y soy. And
when he was a baby.
When he was a baby, and he was on that right up until
I'm with you. Okay.
I think he was still on the bottle. As well as solids.
I'm on the bottle too. We're all on the bottle. I'll tell you.
But no, listen, Ollie, listen to what Graham's saying.
Sorry,
he's basically
I am hearing it. I'm hearing it. Sorry, Graham, carry on. Sorry.
Feeding babies soya milk.
I couldn't resist. Yeah, I'm going to lighten the load tonight where I can, if I can, and I mean, just look at Piers. I mean, you so need a diet, man.
You can't get any lighter than that.
I think there's too strong a correlation here to ignore. That's what I think.
Really, that's very interesting. I mean, I don't disbelieve that entirely, in the sense that our food is being messed with so much these days. I mean, your son's in his mid-20s now, so I don't know how much genetic modification was going on with soy back then, and
probably very little.
But to suggest that soya milk can then play havoc with the hormones in a developing child, which would then somehow change the sexual orientation of that child, I think that's. I mean, to me, that just sounds pretty outlandish. I mean, I don't know why nature decides, the orientation. I don't believe it's. I do believe, yes. I mean, Chris, I do believe there are sociological aspects to this problem. People, will be exposed to certain sort of behaviours that will sort of influence them. But I mean, to be fair, regardless of all of that, I think you are. I mean, I think kids, if you ask a lot of gay people when they first realised when they were gay, most of them will turn around and say that they were pre-10, 8, 9. They begin to realise that this is the way they're orientated, and even before they go through puberty. So it's sort of like
George, you know better.
No, Piers, there is quite strong scientific evidence to prove that the molecules in soy attacks the hormone, the estrogen hormone.
Okay, well, that's very interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, the testosterone hormone, but it doesn't, for some reason, attack the female hormone, estrogen, what's the other one? Progesterone. They have two hormones that make up a woman, eh?
Aye.
I don't know. You're getting a bit complicated now.
Yeah, I've got no idea what you're talking about there, mate.
Does your son have a cracking pair of titties?
It's actually got
Whoa. Hold on,
We've got a caller.
I got a call. What on earth am I supposed to do now? Oh, I don't know what to do.
Answer it.
No, but how? Oh, blimey. Hold on. Where's the... Oh, God, how do I do this?
How do you answer
It'll be in
it?
your messenger.
press the green button.
Oh, it's Messenger that's calling me.
Yes,
It's
that's the
Facebook.
Messenger thing.
Oh, okay. Keep calling, whoever you are. Keep calling, because I am
Well,
feeling
but it
a bit
cut you
slow.
off at some
Yeah,
point.
just a bit slow.
Come on, Ollie, get
Oh,
worried.
wait. Okay. Oh, yeah.
Never
This is
mind playing
Elizabeth.
with your screen.
Elizabeth, Lisa. Oh, the call ended. Okay, call me back. Call me back. Lisa, call me back. Or call on Skype. Call on Skype is the other way.
Has she worked out what to
there
do?
are
Have you
five-
worked
oh,
out
no.
what to do?
No, we've only got 3 people watching now. You know, we've been...
Oh.
Oh, no, 4. There's 4 people. Amazing.
Come on,
Wow.
tell your mates, spread the word. You know. I
No,
mean, you know.
3. Oh, dear. Well, I don't give a shit. It's nice to talk to you guys.
Are you? I'm assuming you're recording this, Ollie. So
This is streaming. This is streaming live. This is a show.
Yeah, but you can also
BBC
sort
Views.
of put this in your library and people.
Yes, you can watch it
listen to
later.
this.
Yeah, I know. People will too. Guaranteed. I mean, everybody's doing what they should be doing. They're down the pub.
Well, yes. I mean,
I'll tell you what. We have got some more comments since last I read some out, so I'm going to read them back. Okay, Steve Richards. It's a very fine line now. Oh, blimey! I can't do this. Oh, Elizabeth Higris is trying to. I got your message too late. I went out with a dog. Next time, bell me before I be here to help. And I did share your post. So sorry, Ol. If you would have told me early, I would have helped, Chris. So yeah, that was Lisa. Lovely, thank you.
Yeah, I would have got a bit of backup against
Yes.
you too.
It's a very fine line now, and it doesn't help with these young libturd lefty teachers being snowflakes, says Steve Richards. And I've just liked that. Debbie Shaw, I think this is a real fellas' night. Catch you another time.
Oh, Deborah. Debbie,
Okay, I've laughed
bad.
at that. Debbie Shaw, wife battering equals kids as sex slaves on Corrie. The stories that the soaps alone set out. And of course, you can see Common Purpose working in there too. Yeah. Yes.
I mean, like, yeah, you know,
Common
Whatever.
Purpose. I want to do a show on Common Purpose. I can't even get it out now. Blimey. I was thinking of having a whiskey. I've got some whiskey here, but I don't know if I should.
Listen, can I swing this back on the BBC?
Please do. Graham, actually, before you do, can I just play something? I want to play
some music.
a clip. I want to play a clip of something that Lord Hall said, because this is, yeah.
who's Lord Hall?
Lord Hall. Where is the file? Okay, sorry. No, carry on. I'll bring it up later.
Why don't you play that Timothy Fortescue piece again? You know, that's always good for a laugh. You know, you know. I mean, like, you know, if a chap came to us in a spot of bother.
Okay,
you know,
we'll do that. We'll do that.
Anyone with any sense who was in trouble would come to the witness and tell them the truth and say, "No, I'm in a jam. Can you help?" It might be debt. It might be scandal involving small boys, or any kind of scandal. Which,
Hello? Elizabeth,
a member.
hold on.
seemed likely to be mixed up in. They asked if we could help.
Oh, blimey. Oh,
What the hell's going on?
And we would do everything.
okay, all right.
Because-
Look, Elizabeth, for goodness
Tim.
sake, woman.
Tim, shut
Lisa,
up.
Lisa.
Shut Tim up.
No, I did. Lisa, are you
Yeah,
there? They're crying
I
out loud.
did call
Can
you in.
What is going on? You sound like you're in a war
Work
zone.
it. I went out with a dog. I didn't know you needed me to speak tonight, you know?
Of course we
Oh,
did.
send
We
me a
always
message.
need you.
What kind of dog have you got?
Sorry?
What kind of dog have you got?
One that eats
I got a
rabbits.
white dog. He's going mad with a bull right now.
Tambourinist.
Would you please put the dog down? Because he's bloody noisy.
Hold on. He's just going metro. He's going mad.
What kind of beast is he? What kind of
Look.
doggy is he?
Yeah.
He's a husky. I rushed him.
He's a husky.
He's waiting for
He's
his
a husky.
benefits.
Has he got
He
blue
doesn't
eyes?
speak English. He's waiting for his benefits. He doesn't speak English. I'm down the sofa and I said I can't afford to feed him. He said,
Sorry,
"Oh, I
that's
can't
very
help you."
rude.
I
That's
said, "You've got
very
to help
rude,
me
yeah,
because I
that's
can't
very
feed him."
rude.
I said, "He's Russian. He can't speak English. He's a husky." He said, "Oh, I'll give you a gyro on Friday." I'm sorry about that. I didn't know you needed me tonight to call in. I would have
Of course
called
we
in.
did. Goodness
I am
sake.
here to help.
Has your husky got blue eyes?
No, it's not
He's got
Siberian.
one blue and one white. He's a muppet.
That's like
Oh,
David
Lord.
Bowie. David Bowie did
Siberians
that,
that
didn't he?
wise.
I'll
He's
send you
the
a picture
David
of
Bowie
him
of
one day.
dogs, yeah.
I just came in with him and he's going mad. He's got this silly little tennis ball and he's headbutting it.
Oh, well,
Oh, dear.
Look
at that.
He's a dog. That's what dogs do, you know.
Some of them have got a
Yeah,
blue eye and
I
a
couldn't
green
get him
eye.
to be quiet. I'm sorry about that. He's just mad.
one like that. He called it Bowie
Show go?
There we go.
for obvious reasons.
How did your show go?
Oh, it was awful. I had to put up with. I had to put up with
You
these.
mustn't give up. You mustn't give up. You got to keep going.
Oh, Elizabeth.
You know.
Very sweet.
How
of you.
about
Going, but
you
he-
I'm
keep
actually.
doing some
This is the last show. We're not going to do it anymore.
you don't say
No,
that.
this is the Friday evening sort of soch. Really, it's not
Lisa,
really. Well, it was supposed to
we're
be
on.
vaguely
Oh.
about the BBC, but
Yeah,
we seem
it
to have
is.
gone off topic a bit.
It is.
It doesn't. Not that it matters. It's all interesting.
Well, I think
Well,
I think the
I
BBC
think
have
it's
got
interesting
a
because
clear agenda.
I've had them at my door recently and I chased them, you know.
Who?
The TV license people.
What happened? Did they come round
They
with
came
one of
round,
those ice
bang,
cream
bang, bang,
vans
you
with
know.
a
You
coat
haven't
hanger
paid your
on the
license. I
top?
said, it's not my TV. I don't watch BBC. I said, piss off, I said.
Did you? Well, that told them.
Well, you know, what else could I say? I didn't have the money to pay them, so I just told them straight. I said, piss off, get away from the store. I said, come in here giving me headache and stress.
Well, what
I'm
did
not
they
saying
say?
what's
What did they
rubbish. I
do?
said,
What did they say?
repeat.
What did they say?
He knocked again. I just want to talk to you. I says, you don't want to talk to me. There's a big dog in there. He was a Muslim and a black man. I said,
What,
you
you're-
want to talk to me? I said, because that dog's not trained. And it was gone. And I haven't opened the door since.
I don't pay a
I know
license
you're
either. I've
laughing,
not
but it's
paid a
serious,
license.
you know?
right
I
now.
know it is. It is, Lisa. We're taking you seriously. We really are. My God. Look,
I'm telling you, serious. I've already been caught twice for it. I can't afford to go back again. The last time I went to court, he said, how come you haven't paid your license? I said, well, sadly, these crooks got to me before I got time to get to the post office. It was just bad luck, I said. And he said, if I see you again, he said, I ain't going to take this very lightly. So I said, you'll never see me again if you just let me out, yeah? So, I
Well,
can't
you
afford to
should.
get
It shouldn't be mandatory that we pay the television license. To be fair, I mean, if you don't watch the
course
BBC, then you shouldn't have to pay for it. I mean,
that's right.
I mean, why it should be
But you
mandatory
don't.
to
You
be
have to pay it
brainwashed?
if you've got a TV. No,
Buy a
isn't that the
TV, yeah.
deal?
Yeah, if you've got
own
a television,
TV,
you have to
right.
you have to pay the TV license, which means that
Yeah, but I
they're
didn't buy the
assuming
TV. Somebody bought it for me. I didn't ask them for a present.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, that's a perfectly
It's
valid
wrong.
argument. You know.
It's wrong that you should have to buy a TV license just because you got a telly anyway. It's wrong,
But
surely.
it's now
Always was.
that the BBC are trying to sort of crack down on sort of abuse in the sense that they don't want people who don't pay their license watching it. If you try and watch the iPlayer now, you have to sort of log in.
You'll have to pay for that now. You have to get a license.
Yeah, but they want you to watch all them boats of migrants coming over the sea, don't they? Meet me halfway here.
What was what?
I'm living on borrowed time here. They'll be back, you know what I mean?
We've got Elizabeth Higgins here. We've got Elizabeth Higgins with us now.
Because them dogs don't back to go, ow! Yeah?
He's a one.
But that dog's scaredy anyway, so he's no good.
So it sings as well. That's very good.
Is he an Alaskan Malamute?
It was about 5 o'clock in the evening when he knocked the door. I wasn't ready for him, And he's showing a little card that he's the TV license. I said, oh, piss off from here. I said, I don't watch your bloody BBC, a load of crap. I said, get out of here. Then he knocked again. I said, I've got a big dog in here and I don't know how to keep him under control and train him. He went...
Where do you live? What part of the country are you in?
Fulham.
You're in Fulham.
Just round the corner from where we were, Piers. Down the Fulham. We were in Queensmill Road. Queensmill Road, Piers and me shared a gaff. And Piers never did any cleaning. He never did any cleaning at all. It was an absolute nightmare.
Apart from your bedroom.
Because I gave up. Because
that was the
he was so useless.
You ever cleaned. Your bedroom, we all used to camp out in Ollie's bedroom because it was the cleanest part of the flat. It was the only place where you could sit on the floor without getting some sort of horrible rash.
So I'm only 5 minutes from there. You should have called me. I would have come and see you, Anyway, to finish it all off.
No, we're doing the show now, Lisa. This is the show. You're on.
Elizabeth, you're live.
I hope he's not listening.
You're live to about 20,000 people who have tuned in.
And 3 people that are on.
I haven't managed to
that's right.
what to do.
Piers' his
What do
mum.
you want me to do?
My mother. God, I
Why did they make TVs if they don't want you to watch them?
She better not be watching, mate. Oh, dear. Do you think
No, I didn't ask for it. I got it as a present. And you can't expect me to sit and look at a black screen when there's nothing else to do, yeah? Anyway, all I'm watching is bloody migrants crossing the sea. I'm not very happy with it.
Oh, dear.
What, Elizabeth, what do you feel about the government now wanting them to carry on coming in for another 5 years after the Brexit?
I think I better get ready to be armed.
Oh, dear.
Oh, what, Elizabeth?
Suicide, one or the other.
Well, in all fairness, this is being done by design. I mean, they
couldn't hope.
We're not going back to
They are. I mean, you've got the UN saying that they're not migrants. 7 out of 10's not migrants, right? So who are they? And I
they want to create as much chaos as they can.
Who are they? If they're not migrants, who are they?
Well,
this is the Couldn't-Hope plan, isn't it? Chris knows about this.
I know about it.
Why don't you tell us? Tell us.
They're standing in 1 foot of water and they're pretending they're drowning. Yeah, it was seen on TV. They were up to the water wasn't even up to their knees. What a joke!
Well, no, I mean there are people dying in the Mediterranean, which is tragic. But the motivation for people to come, and basically there are very wealthy people sponsoring the traffickers to transport these people into European countries. I mean, the whole thing is being carefully orchestrated. People are taking advantage of the opportunity to travel. I read it all today on the Daily Mail. Yeah, I mean, it is. We are being deliberately inundated so that they can dilute the nationalist identity of various nations and which obviously speeds up the process of a homogenized European superstate. This is why they're doing it. If you discombobulate the natives with people from vastly different cultures and religious backgrounds, then obviously, and then say, you have to be, we have to give these people safe harbor because they've come from, war torn. You throw these moral and ethical, agendas at people, saying this is why we have to allow these people to come. I mean, it just plays into this giant recipe of turning Europe into one giant superstate, you know, under central control, which I don't want. I don't want that. I want France, I want Italy, I want Spain, I want all these countries to maintain, you know, their millennia of cultural reference. I don't want that to be lost.
Oh, you're so old-fashioned, mate. I mean, come on.
I am very dreadfully old-fashioned.
Don't you hear these students these days? They all want to go for it.
It's a political point, really, if you think about it. I did write an article today.
Highly skilled jobs, I think you...
I read your articles, Chris. They're good.
I think that a proposal of this sort is somewhat suspect, given both how it originated and was the government is now proposing. And this is to do with the 5-year term extra migrants coming in. Because it really is a plea to, in effect, enlarge the Muslim intake into our society. I agree this only contributes to destabilizing the whole underlying reality, and we still have to address why there's an absence of political imagination and a solid backbone standing up for us, the indigenous white people. It is just not acceptable that the government who are appointed or elected by us decide to go against the will of the people. This government's numpty liberal approach has become so disillusioned over such a long period of time that it's just about incapable of thinking outside of the box. It therefore keeps reinventing a solution to essential political problems and is undeterred by a record of failure because it's the only way it knows how to project to fear. And this is obviously against the Labour contest. The UK is so addicted to hard power ways of behaving in the world, it has very little credibility, in my view. Even when you narrow the focus and it looks like it's better to help those beleaguered in other countries with offers of financial bribes under the considered symbol of auspiciousness of naming it foreign aid. What a joke! And then to ignore the many struggling people in our own country. It's deplorable how any government, whether with Conservative or Labour values, continued to ignore the will of its own people who are struggling on a daily basis. That is why I say it's a tragic predicament. Every alternative is pregnant under these conditions. I've always felt that when all alternates are repugnant, the one point of moral clarity is don't add to the problem and don't add to the displacement, which is subversive any possibility of benevolent political and or social construction. So what we're saying is they don't have any idea of what the British people want outside their London bubble. I'm just wondering whether or not they'll leave their house and think about the people who are struggling, who are having to go to food banks. Now, we're not talking people who are on 25,000 a year, who are nurses having to go to food banks because they cannot afford to have food in the house because they're paying such high rents or mortgages or anything else they're doing. It's just becoming a joke in this country. They've got to start thinking about us before they start thinking about migrants. Thank you. Have you cut me off?
No, absolutely. No,
I thought you cut me off. Everything's gone quiet. Was it because I didn't have a joke in or what?
No, I mean, you're absolutely right in so many ways. It's just the world is just such a mess, and I do think that this sort of globalist agenda is overriding everything at the moment. And and I think the politicians, the majority of politicians, and Theresa May is a double agent.
The way I look at it is that we've now got too many non-indigenous British people in our parliament. Now, in South Africa, it is totally on the reverse side. They're now wanting to kick the white people out. They are anti-racist in the sense that the blacks are now calling the white people. And I've lived in that sort of scenario where you're calling a white bastard or a white whatever. But they've got to remember, we built that country. And if the politicians in this country who are not indigenous white people have any say in the matter, they should be going back to Africa, going back to where they came from, and running their flipping governments, not ours. Because you will know as well as I do, it doesn't matter if you're a Pakistani or an African or a Jamaican, you will always back your own people up. Mr. Khan, for instance, the mayor of London, what a numpty he is. All he's interested in is doing everything he can for the Muslim people. Never mind the British. He's not interested in the British or the English. Everything is set out to accommodate the flipping Pakistanis and the ISIS people, who he's friendly with still today.
Yeah, I mean,
Right,
it's an extremely complex issue. People, I mean, we are a multicultural society. How do we make that work?
But
it is
whose
extraordinarily
choice
difficult
was
to make
that?
it work.
Pierce, not ours.
I mean, I mean, the trouble is, we try and be accepting and open to everyone, but the trouble is, they start to impose their laws, their regulations on us, and that's what I object to.
And they back
There should
themselves
be,
up.
I don't care about Sharia law. The laws of this
What do you
land.
mean? What do you mean? You don't care about it? You
Well,
don't
I
care
mean, you see, the thing is, if you're a
what do you mean
if
you
you're
don't care
if you're a true, I do care about it, but I mean, if you're a true Islamist, then
I
you
care
believe
that we
Sharia
don't
law.
see it implemented over existing British law very much, and
Well, you
I
want it
care
quiet?
that Sharia law. That I care that, blimey, there isn't misogyny and hating folks because of their sexual orientation or whatever. And this is a massive juxtaposition. Okay, we've got way off topic. We've been talking for 2.5 hours, and we haven't really covered barely more than a few bullets about the BBC. Let's face it. But it's been superb. And I'm going to go off and get myself a beer or something in a second.
Should we wrap it up, or I
don't think we should. I think we should carry on, guys.
I've got to go to bed anyway. I mean, I'm getting off track.
I've got to go on a walk tomorrow morning. Never mind bed.
Yeah. Well,
I'm just waking up.
hold on. We've got Lisa again. We've got Lisa again. Hold on.
Oh, what do you want with me now? What, more help?
There we go. Okay, this will be interesting. Oh, she's gone. She's gone. Oh no. Yeah.
Liz, have you anything further to what I said?
Hello, Ollie.
Hey.
Sorry, I'm struggling to hear anything that's being said at the moment.
Okay,
Hello, Liz.
Lisa.
Yeah?
Why can I not see you?
What do you want to see me for?
You haven't
That's
got a
not listening
profile.
to me.
You haven't got a.
Ollie,
You haven't got
Ollie,
a profile picture.
Ollie,
I don't know what's going on with it.
Excuse me.
Ollie.
Have you got your false teeth in?
Ollie, listen to Chris
Okay,
for a moment.
Chris. All right. Sorry.
I don't know what's going on with
from
this.
Sky trying to get through to you called MH.
MH. Oh, blimey.
That's it, Michael Heseltine.
Hello, Squire. Good evening, Michael. How are you?
Well, we should certainly not leave. We should certainly not leave Europe. It's a most incredible recipe. Yes.
We've only
That was
got.
my Michael Heseltine impression.
We've only got. Oh, we've got 3 people watching now. It was only 1 just a second ago.
Incredible recipe. Yes.
We've only
That was
got.
my Michael Heseltine impression.
Very
I'm getting
good.
all kinds of looping
That was awful.
now.
Didn't sound a bit like Michael Heseltine. I'll tell you what, though, it annoys me. It really annoys me hearing him piping up. Look, I'm going to play you in a vague hope of pulling this show into, some kind of, shadow of what it was supposed to be. I'm going to play this quote, and you can tell me what you think. This is Lord Hall talking about the salaries of the presenters the other day. Yeah. Oh, hold on. Oh, Lisa, can you please shoot your dog? Lisa, you're so noisy. You are.
Ollie,
so
this
noisy.
is sort of descending into a sort of kind of farce. Should we wrap it up? I mean,
This could be a late night show. This.
Piers, you need to get up. So yes,
I need to get up. I'm gonna gracefully duck out. So
jolly good.
love you all. Enjoy the next.
Space for someone else, then some intelligent person may come on.
Yeah,
Exactly,
that's right.
exactly.
Good idea.
Enjoy.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Somebody
I'm
replace
gonna hit the
Piers.
hay and get some shut eye before I have to get up, crack a dawn to go and catch a plane.
Did you enjoy your cigar?
Good night, Pierce.
I did. Ollie,
Thanks very
I'll
much.
see you. I'll see you in a week, mate.
Good. Take care.
I'll be banging
Yeah.
on your door.
Yeah,
All
if
right.
you must.
Then we must have another Friday night at his place.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
See both of you then.
Well, we could do this next Friday
next
when
Friday.
I'm out there. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, we could. Just bring
Good
your
plan.
headset, Piers.
Yeah.
All right, I'll
do
bring
that.
Bring your headset and your
I'll bring
brains
the
because
can.
Ollie must have left his somewhere.
Yeah,
And
probably.
maybe we can get a proper program going.
Piers did a great intro tonight. A really good intro. Well done. That was a cracking intro.
Right.
Well,
That
you
was
didn't
very
exactly
good.
prep me for it. You just said speak, and I was like,
Hey, you're an actor, for God's sake. You're supposed to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
Okay.
I'm going to leave you to it. Love you all. Bye.
Good night,
Bye.
Piers.
Bye.
Cheers. God's sake.
Goodbye.
Bye. 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 Bye.
Thank God he's gone.
Right, we still have we still have
That's all I
George
can
on,
say. I'll
right?
tell you what. I only put up with him
Call
because I've known him for so long. But the truth is that I'm always pleased when he's gone.
Oh. Right, is he outranking you, or is he just...
No. I love Piers. I'm joking.
Right.
I'm being silly.
Oh, it's Margaret. It's not Elizabeth.
It's
Margaret.
Lisa, but
Now, make up your mind what you call, because it says MH here.
Yeah.
Margaret.
She's named after the Queen.
Oh, Margaret Higgs.
I was called after the Queen. My father supported the Queen, Elizabeth Margaret.
Oh, right.
Hold on.
You
Hold
stand
on.
up at
Hold
12
on.
o'clock
Hold
to
on.
salute
Whoa,
your
whoa.
highness.
Whoa, whoa. Lisa, please, can you
Yeah.
mute your Skype? Thank you.
Well, you know I've just got this. I'm trying
no,
to learn how to
no.
do it.
Wow.
What's
No,
going
what she needs to do is switch off the Facebook page.
That's it. Yes. Yes.
You've got the wrong one. You've got the wrong one, Ollie. She's gone now.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
she's
she's
back.
coming back.
She's back. She's back.
She's the one. She's a
George,
handful.
George is still there. George, have you gone for a coffee?
Graham.
George.
Yeah. Graham.
Graham.
Oh, Graham.
Yeah.
Sorry, Graham.
Where-
Sorry.
Graham, tell us where
Yeah.
exactly you are.
I am on the shores of Loch Ness.
You live on a
Oh,
boat,
you-
don't you?
Sorry?
You live on a boat.
In the summertime, I do, yeah.
How is that? You like it? I've got friends. I've
Yeah.
got. Oh,
there you go.
we've got somebody calling in. Just a sec. This is George.
Answer
George
it,
Ellis.
answer it.
Okay.
See who it is.
George.
Well, good evening.
Good evening.
I can't believe this. This is great. This is amazing. How are you, George?
I'm well, very good, thank you.
Bax had just called Graham, George, and then you
Yes.
called. Funny.
So
They
what's
didn't think it was
occurring?
funny. What's going on? Where are you?
We were supposed to be talking about the BBC.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, we've not mentioned it once yet.
Well,
Yes,
you
well,
just did,
listen,
so that's fine.
I would like to speak about the BBC.
That's good.
Good. Okay, Graham, do.
Well, I think BBC clearly have an agenda, and I've been observing them for years, and they have got several agendas. One of them in particular is promoting homosexuality and the LGBT transgender thing. They've been pushing that hard for a long time, eh?
Yeah,
Right.
I think that's fair to say.
I agree. We agree on that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fair to say. And I'll never forget. One night I was driving home. I was coming up the motorway. I'd been down in the Central Belt, and I was coming up the A9. And it was late at night, and I was listening to a Radio 2 or Radio 3, maybe. I can't remember. A discussion program about gay men that go forward and get the operation and the hormone replacement and all that. That's what the program was about.
Really?
Really?
So yeah, so I came home, I put on the TV, and there's a program about gays on BBC One. So I switched on to BBC Two, and there was another program about gay sports people. And I was like, what the hell is going on here? And I went on to a third station, a third BBC station, and it was a programme about music being presented by a gay man. That was all in one night.
So basically, you think there is an agenda?
Oh, clearly.
And what is the agenda for then, George?
Well, I have no idea. All I'd like to say to the BBC is that if I buy some big ears, will you pay me £1.75 million a year, please?
Yeah. Well, I actually...
Well, Mr. Lineker's got no talent. All he's got is big ears. So I don't see why I can't do the same.
He's got no talent whatsoever. He's actually quite boring.
Well, he knows his topic, though. I don't actually listen, so I don't know. He does Walker's Crisp dance, doesn't he?
Yeah, badly.
Yes. Badly.
Badly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I've got a second email of complaint that I sent to the BBC about that little scenario that I just told you about, all those different gay programmes. I wrote another letter of complaint in 2014 to the BBC and got a reply.
Right.
And I've got it here if you want to hear it.
Yes.
Okay, this is a full complaint. BBC
Hold
One.
on, Graham, before you do, George,
Yeah.
have you got the volume up on the player of this?
Facebook.
Yeah.
No,
Can
no.
you turn that?
No.
No?
I don't. No.
There's a bit of background noise.
Bit of, yeah.
Is that?
I can hear a bit of echo.
All right. I don't think I have. I think I closed it down. I'll double check that. Hold on.
Yeah, I'm hearing a kind of white noise.
Lisa, are you still there?
Yeah.
Good. What do you think about all this?
What did you say? I was eating a
You having what?
I cooked Cornish pasty pie.
Oh,
I'm starving.
tell you.
What did you say again? I didn't hear you.
Nothing. We were just checking to make sure that you were still there, that your dog hadn't eaten you.
I'm having the pie and the dog's begging some.
Graham, carry on, please.
Yeah, so I wrote a letter after that, after listening to that radio programme that was, basically gay orientated, and then no less than three channels on the TV with a gay content or whatever. I just felt compelled to write a letter of complaint to the BBC.
Read it.
That white noise is getting worse, by the way.
It is. What's that back? Oh.
You've just turned it off.
George, are you there?
I'm still here.
No, I know you are, Graham. George, are you there? Oh, maybe he's gone. Maybe that's why. Anyway, Graham, carry on. Sorry, please. Oh, blimey. What's that? Who was that?
I'm still here. George is still... Graham's still here, and Margaret's still here.
I think that George has got a bit of a dodgy connection, but he is still on the call, I think. George, one thing it might help if you're watching or listening is, because I can't hear you, but if you set yourself on Skype to visible, then it might help. Anyway, yeah, okay. Graham, sorry. Why don't you read that?
Yeah, we'll do. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's 8 lines.
Right.
And I got quite an interesting reply from them. Okay, so BBC One, 1 a.m. news. There was extensive coverage about a gay basketball player that had just came out inverted commas, and then they went rambling on about previous sportsmen in the basketball field who'd also came out. This is not newsworthy. It is trivial, tacky, and quite nauseating. I got tired of it and I switched off the TV. After 20 minutes, I put the TV back on, and this time I was accosted and disgusted by a film or programme with two men kissing each other. Normal straight people do not want to see this. The next programme, lo and behold, after this, was The Bottom Line, which featured yet another gay industrialist this time. It was Lord Brown of Madingley, former chief executive of BP, who is also gay, rambling on about coming out as a homosexual and how difficult this was, yada, 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 and telling lies in court and having to resign. There is clearly an agenda here to promote homosexuality.
Yeah.
Yes, that I had to endure three lots of gay propaganda on the television and one on your radio station within the space of 1 hour, and it's totally irrelevant and uninteresting, indeed trivial to their careers as sports people. Coupled with this, there is a completely disproportionate amount of openly gay and camp presenters and contestants, etc., on BBC programming in every avenue of radio and in film, and even our soaps. It is horrible, it's not cool, and it's not clever, and the BBC's image is already in tatters with the scandal regarding Jimmy Savile and co. The BBC need to totally clean up their act. I'm not going to pay my licence fee the next time because I'm sick of the BBC's sleazy homosexual fixation. Yours faithfully.
I agree. You know, you can watch, and I suppose many people watch Emmerdale. They have them there. Then you wait for Coronation Street, which is the next programme on.
Yeah.
And they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, homosexual.
Propagated into people's minds as though it's acceptable. And it is not, because the majority of people in this country are not gay. They do not want to be transferred over to that side of the road. And I think it should be stopped. Even not only the BBC, but ITV are just as bad. And BBC 4 is actually the worst. They have even programs specifically designed for the gay minority.
Absolutely, yeah.
And it's all wrong. Sorry.
Yeah, absolutely. Do you want to hear their answer?
Yes.
Yes.
Of course we do.
It's only 5 lines. Okay. Dear Mr. Sutherland, reference number, blah, blah, blah. Thank you for contacting us. I understand that you feel the BBC are pursuing a homosexual agenda in our output. Although I appreciate that this is something that you are concerned about, we have an obligation to reflect the whole of society while we are committed to equal opportunities for all, irrespective of ethnic or national origins, gender, marital status, sexuality, disability, or age. Our aim is to serve the whole nation and reflect Britain's diversity in our output. To deny that gay people play an active part in British society would be to go against our remit of representing the whole of the UK. Having said that, it is clear that you feel strongly about this issue, and to that end, I'd like to assure you that I have registered your concerns on our audience log. This is a daily report of audience feedback that is made available to many BBC staff, including members of the BBC Executive Board, programme makers, channel controllers, and other senior manager.
And the police.
The audience logs are seen as an important document, as this can shape decisions about future programming and content. Thank you once again for taking the trouble to share your views with us. Richard Carey, BBC Complaints.
Doesn't answer anything,
So
does it?
basically, they tell you, they put you on a list.
Yeah, they push it forward to someone else
basically
to be responsible.
Well, not just that, but I mean, what knows what list they put you on? But you know, I don't know. I mean, it's like, okay, let's talk about something else with regards to BBC. The thing that makes two things people sometimes talk to each other about. What was it that made them awake, if you like, about there was something dreadfully wrong with the way that we thought we lived our lives and as a society. And for me, it was Building 7 on 9/11, and it was Jimmy Savile. And blimey, do you guys know the website, The Coleman Experience?
No.
I've heard of it.
That's an amazing site. one of the things that he talks about is Jill Dando and what happened to her.
Oh, yes, indeed, yeah.
I remember that because I was in the country at the time. Yes.
What did she know?
That's a good question.
This is the allegation. This is actually, you know what? We've had a bit of a boozy night, but let's thrash this out a wee bit. Go on.
Well, I was going to say she was researching for a book, and she had already told her friends that she had found that there were members of the royal family that were paedophiles, and also high-ranking people in the Houses of Parliament and the House of Lords were all connected in a well, they weren't just random paedophiles. They were connected by some sort of occultic group, and the paedophilia was just a symptom of a deeper and more sinister sort of a Molech type cult or something. That's what she had found out, and she was about to release the names. That's why they killed her.
Really?
Yep, that's the truth of the matter.
So
are you
saying
saying
that? How did she know about that?
She, well, she had close friends, didn't she?
She was a presenter on Crime Watch.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was.
Now, there's a link there too. I've also heard things about Nick Ross, and I've also heard things about Childline. So, Graham, can you connect those dots for us? Because I know that you know this better than I do.
Well, she had... Jill Dando had several very high-profile pop musicians as friends and politicians. Now, that's an interesting mix.
Yeah. What sort of pop stars? What? Like Peaches Geldof?
Yes, and Cliff Richard,
yes,
and
I've heard the same stories.
Noel Edmonds, and she knew a whole group of politicians and sports people. Now, she was a lovely girl. She was a really nice person.
She was a very, very successful. She was the most successful female presenter of her time.
Yes, she was. Yes, she was. She was very articulate. She was very intelligent, and she was also.
She was at the pinnacle of her fame. She'd been there for about a good 7-8 years or something, but she was massive. But anyway, carry on.
She was. The thing with Jill Dando as well is she was very highly respected.
Yes.
No one had a bad word to say about her. Her work was respected. Her opinion, her general demeanour, everything about her was highly respected.
Totally agree. Seemed a lovely woman. And she was married to the guy. Now, this is a bit odd. Who is now the surgeon that I think delivered the heir to the throne. Or, you know, the one after the heir.
That's right.
What is that connection? That, to me, is just a bit odd, somehow. I might be wrong.
It's a bit...
Can you explain the conspiracy theory that I'm trying to articulate, please, Graham?
Well, I don't. I mean, I knew she'd married this, top level, sort of Surgeon General sort of guy that delivered one of the royal babies and all that kind of stuff. But she was a bit, well, I suppose, that would just further enhance her high level social circle. Because she was being invited to some royal stuff and whatnot. That's how highly respected she was. She was a kind of trusted. She was a sort of trusted face of journalism within the circles of the royal family and stuff. Yeah. And she was, a close friend said she was also she was very discreet. And, she had a reputation for being very discreet.
But isn't the story basically that she was ready to break? She was ready to open up about the paedophile scandal, the enormity of the, and the VIP procurement and all the rest of it. She was going to open up on that. And
yes,
that's
it was,
why
but-
she was murdered. And this guy, Barry George, who they pinned it on to begin with, and then released him finally because there actually had been no evidence that he'd done that. And that was a cover. And, well, so I don't know. That's the story. That's the theory. But what credibility is there to that? That she knew of a big VIP procurement pedo ring that embroiled the BBC?
Well, yes, that's a thing. The BBC a paedophile group that wouldn't, we know clearly, there was one there, but it also overlapped. It seemed to connect. There was a whole load of different things connected here. There was a whole load of high-ranking sports personalities. Now, half of them had been connected to the cocaine and use and stuff like that, but that's another story. But there was also, she had told close friends that she'd found that there was paedophiles in the royal family. That's the big issue here. That's the big, that's the big scary thing that got her killed. And somebody just came to her door and shot her in the face, didn't they?
Yes, that's right.
Can you elaborate on the royal allegations without actually finding that the police knocked your door in about 3 or 4 minutes?
Well, that's the thing, there wasn't an awful lot more said about it other than the fact that she had confirmation. Because let's face it, we've all heard rumours. And we've all heard rumours about particular members of the royal family. We've all heard the rumours. Well, anyway, apparently she had some pretty solid evidence, and about the ones that that are normally the subject of rumours and others. That was a thing, and she was. I wonder where her notes went, because she was in the process of writing a book.
Yes, she was.
Which may very well have became a TV program as well. I would imagine it probably would, with her sort of.
I didn't realise that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what happened. And then the next thing was, she was a really close friend of Cliff Richard.
We've got a couple of comments here, yeah. We got a couple of comments come in. We got Beverly Taylor King says Jill Dando knew about various paedophiles through research, Jimmy Savile, politicians, royal family, but she was stopped exposing them all. She was lovely. She was, Bev. She was lovely. Evan McDonald. I know what you mean. I'm not sure what he's referring to there, but probably a lot of it, judging by his tone. Chris Ford. Chris, have a good day tomorrow. I'm off now. Night all. So
thanks, Chris. Thank you, Chris.
Beverly Taylor King says, we are not a multicultural society. They do not want to live as we live. They want to carry on living here the same way they did in the dreadful slums they came from. Exclamation mark. It's a pretty hard line, though, isn't it? That's a bit hard line, no? Chris?
Yeah, do you know what I think was weird? She was also into tennis, wasn't she? She was a tennis player.
Bev, hold on. I wanted to debate this. No, Chris, are you there?
I'm still here, yeah. I'm just actually typing to something.
Okay.
I'm listening.
No. No, it doesn't matter. You missed the moment. Bev, you don't. I basically agree. I hear what you're saying. Look, Graham, please carry on.
Yeah, it was just shortly after that. Her friendship with various pop stars. I think she was also friendly with Elton John. There was some Elton John connection, but there was a whole rash of them that she was quite friendly with. But it wasn't until after her death.
What are these
after her
allegations about
murder.
Prince Andrew and that bird that he was with, who was about 16 years old, and he hung out with Epstein, didn't he? And,
Yes, he did.
And then there was a court case, a big thing, that somehow Andrew was mentioned in some detail, as I understand, and a judge later rescinded all, everything basically to do with the case, so that nobody could pry into it.
Was that not at the later stage?
Chris, do you know anything about these kind of links between?
No, but if I remember rightly, Andrew's case was actually a few years after Mrs. Dando got shot.
Yes, it was. It was a good,
Yes.
10 years nearly. Yeah.
Yes. It was quite a gap between.
Yeah. But the royals are implicated here. But carry on.
Yes.
Sorry, carry on.
They obviously liked the party. It was because he was friends with someone in the States, apparently, that tended to have these parties late at night, whereby if I remember rightly, the maid was involved by saying that he either raped her or got her on the bed in his room. How true it was, obviously no one knows.
On his broom.
On his broom? On his broom?
What did you say? Got her
in
on
his
the
room.
in his room. Sorry, I didn't hear on his broom. Yeah, in his room. Yes. Okay, but Dando presumably would have been thinking more about, and these are all allegations. Yeah, they're all online, and it's just don't know what is true or not. Dando presumably would have been thinking about Jimmy Savile's links with Prince Charles,
possibly,
and with Prince Philip, and with Louis Mountbatten, because Jimmy Savile was friends first with Louis Mountbatten, and then, as I understand, or no, maybe it was Prince Philip, but it was basically the two seniors first, and then Charles was like almost, who was Louis Mountbatten's protege in a way. He then was introduced to Jimmy Savile. Graham, you are triggered. You are triggered. Go on, sir.
Okay, so Mountbatten was an extremely high-profile pedophile. It was well known. Everyone knew. Loads of people had came out and spoken about him and his particular kinks and stuff like that. And of course, he was killed by the IRA. They blew up his boat.
Yes, they did. Yeah.
And I think one of the reasons.
You know what? Did you know he had dandruff? And they know that because they found his head and shoulders on the beach.
Oh, man.
Terrible.
Oh, man. Yeah. So, yeah. But listen.
The IRA, that is the one amazing theory that the reason he was blown up wasn't because he was a big target, but it was because he was a paedophile who'd been playing with little, kids at Kincora. Now, that's a name that we know from various different inquiries, and I think that one or two of them were wrapped up under mysterious circumstances as well, quite aside from the initial allegations, Kincora. And, yeah, Mountbatten. And so there's an interesting story, Graham, that Mountbatten was, they blew him up because he was a kiddie fiddler.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Listen, another thing that interested me is it was shortly after Jill Dando's murder that the BBC descended upon Cliff Richard's house, along with a huge squad of police, and they basically went all through his house and trashed his house. Looking for some shreds of evidence that he was.
The BBC had a big helicopter reporting it all live. It was amazing. It was hilarious. It was like the O.J. Simpson bit where he's being chased by about 50 cars.
Yeah, but there was also a big gap between them because I think Dando died sometime in was it 99?
Right.
I think she died in 99. However, let me just
Something
tell
like
you
that, I
something
don't
that
know.
I know I shouldn't be saying on here. Is that when I
Well,
joined the
don't then,
Navy in
Chris. Be careful,
1975,
Go on.
when I joined the Navy in 1975, I was told all about Cliff Richard.
Really?
And yes,
You better be careful.
yes, I better
This
be
is
careful.
allegedly,
But I
yeah.
just
This is
heard rumours
allegedly.
and
sort of
stories and been told this, that, and the other.
Like
And
what?
it didn't surprise me when the police attacked his home. But they're not going to find anything in his home. What they should be doing is standing outside the men's toilets and places like that where these things tend to happen.
No, but listen, there's another side to this story. The press were hounding him before all this happened. Okay, for years and years and years, the press have been hounding him. You know, oh, he's seeing this girl, oh, he's seeing that girl, oh, he's dating this girl, he's dating that girl, oh, he's not dating anyone, oh, he's not dated anyone for ages, oh, he's not dated anyone for years. He must be gay. Yeah, that must be what it is.
I will tell you something for a fact, Graham.
Yeah.
I used to know a girl, and I knew her for 30-odd years. I was even married to her. She actually sat next to Cliff Richard at a dinner table.
Right.
Now, one of the most beautiful girls you could ever meet. He never said anything to her. He never touched her. He never... didn't even have a conversation with her.
He knew where you'd been, mate.
Well, no, this was before I met her.
I'm joking.
No, but listen, there's an element.
And she clicked on straight away that he was he wasn't in the not right frame of mind.
No.
Yeah, but listen, there's an elephant in this room that we're not talking about, and that is the fact that Cliff Richard had extensive bowel problems, and he has a side passage and a colostomy bag and everything he has to wear all the time. And I remember hearing him on an interview, quite, he was obviously quite embarrassed about it, but he was saying that when you've got a colostomy bag, basically we're talking about a bag of shit, let's face it, and pipes going in everywhere. He says when you're wired up like that, the last thing on your mind is any kind of sexuality, I can assure you. And as soon as he said that, it just had such a ring of truth about it, you know?
Right.
Well, yeah.
Well, now we're talking now 40-odd years ago. How long has he had the bag?
Well, for years. That was one of the reasons he said he didn't get married.
That's not very nice, is it?
Because it was just so awkward, you know?
I wonder what Sue Barker thought of that. Weren't they supposed to be a thing? Cliff Richard and Sue Barker.
Yes.
Years ago.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, okay, it was a grab. It was a crap joke. Get it? Crap. Oh,
No, crap.
So, okay. No, hold on. Lisa's getting eaten again by
Hello,
her dog. Lisa.
Hello.
Do you like Cliff Richard?
Oh yeah, I thought he was all right.
Did you like it? I bet you bought all his old records.
Well, I liked his films more than his singing.
You hold on. Okay. You need to turn down the volume on your Skype. You turned it on your
Facebook.
On your Facebook.
I'm having a bit of a problem tonight listening because
no.
I'm getting
Oh, that's worse. That's
He's still there,
worse. How
Elizabeth.
long can we?
Not good.
Pardon?
That's
No.
But you say something I hear it twice.
Okay.
Because an echo.
Lisa, what you need to do is to unmute your Facebook. So press that one again.
And just throw your computer out the window.
I don't know how to.
It's probably not good enough to throw out the window.
Just smash everything up.
I need to turn on this.
Take a baseball bat to the main frame.
I'm hearing you.
Have you got your false teeth in? Have you got your false teeth in?
Not tonight, I don't know.
Well, they're chattering.
They're too tight, it hurt me.
Oh. Lisa, you're echoing so badly. Why?
I don't know.
She's falling apart.
What a nightmare! I'll tell you what, you can't get them. You cannot get the call-ins.
Bonus Samaritans.
George, what happened to George? I'm going to try connecting with him. I'm going to see if I can add him to the group call. I don't know.
To bed.
It says away. Yeah, he's probably gone to bed.
I
won't do that. Oh no, I won't do that. I won't do that. No, it's not a good idea. Oh, what's going on? Ah, hey George, Ollie here. Oh, I don't know. Strange. Gone to different page. Oh, there we go. Okay. George is gone.
Oh,
Probably.
no.
So, we were talking about Jimmy Savile and the royal family connection, and just why. I mean, because we probably all should go to bed. I'm wondering how long you can actually do these live streams before somehow they get cut off. I've got no idea.
They don't. I have watched other ones for 8 hours.
8 hours? We're not going for 8 hours.
I know you can't. Neither can I. I've got a walk to do tomorrow. And the last thing I need to do is to be sat on here all night.
Yeah. I'll tell you, this is good though, isn't it? And it's quite nice to have an informal Friday night show, don't you think?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. With some random animal noises now and again.
Especially bunny rabbits.
Oh, yeah.
Graham, do you think 10 o'clock is an ideal time? Because I do. I think it's a super time.
It's a fantastic time. Yeah, it's when the ducks come out.
What, up your way? Yes.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. We can do things. We can do things.
Oh.
I'm surprised that Beverly Taylor King didn't come on, so we could have had a chat with her.
Yeah, I know. She was there on the comments. She's shy though, is Bev.
Yeah, probably.
So are you?
Yeah,
mate?
I've got a new. You know, one of these mad fitness watches you get.
Yes.
That monitor your blood temperature and your heartbeat and everything. Okay, well they're quite cool. They reset every.
I know. I see them running along down the.
Yeah. Well, listen, I got one free with my Samsung Galaxy Edge phone. Just the other week there, and it's quite cool. It resets itself every day automatically, and it tells you how many steps you've taken, what your average heartbeat has been, and how much calories you've used. And I've used 11 calories since midnight.
Is that because of the alcohol?
I don't know, but I've used 11 calories. I'm just trying to think, how have I managed? Must have just been scratching my head and stuff.
Could have been reading your letters.
We've got two viewers now. Two viewers. Yeah.
This time of night. No,
I'll tell you what. We have had 85 views tonight. 85 views. Which is
I've got 86
actually,
on mine.
Really?
Yes.
That's not bad.
It's not bad. Yeah, it's not bad.
It's not bad. You know what?
Yeah, we have been talking rubbish for quite a while, haven't we?
You know what is absolutely incredible? I'll tell you what is really incredible is that Daily Brexit has had, get this, 361 new likes in about the last 24 hours.
Yes, I know.
What has?
This page.
I invited them, Ollie.
I know you did, but I mean, they actually did it too. I mean, it's incredible. That is an amazing, wow, that's fantastic.
An amazing bit of clickage.
It's just that Facebook won't let me do any more. Unfortunately, they've said that I am not allowed to do any more because they think it's a scam.
Really? So how do you do it?
I'm clicking so many.
How do you do it?
You add where it says invite your friends to like this page.
Okay.
And if you click that, you get your list of friends. Now, I know you don't have many because you're a Billy No Mates, but I have a lot of friends.
Yeah.
And basically, all you do is invite them.
Yeah.
And I was hoping that they would come and listen, even after they have liked your page.
Yeah, I know. Well, they didn't. Fuck them. You know what? You know what? Fuck them.
No. We don't need any of that.
No. I'm sorry. I'm being rude. I'm being really rude. Because, I'm being rude. But it's good fun, isn't it? This has been really, really good fun. And
yes, I actually didn't expect to be allowed on for so long. I thought maybe you might just let me on for 5 minutes.
Oh, I think it's been perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. I'm just amazed that we can have like 5 people. I don't know what's happened to Lisa, and we had problems with George. She's here. Lisa's there. Lisa's there. We can have so many people on at the same time. Graham, this is wicked, isn't it?
Oh, it's brilliant.
Yeah.
I'd like to hear Lisa smashing up her computer live on air. That would be brilliant. I really laying into it. That would be really cool.
Lisa, you've had a request.
Yeah.
What? Lisa.
What is it?
What?
What is it?
Spit it out, you bloody Scot.
I would like you to. I'd like you to get a. I'd like to get a certified, proper baseball bat.
Has this become a dating site?
With a proper weight, and just smash your computer up live on air.
Oh, I'm on the right place, am I?
Oh, honestly, turn your webcam round so we can see the fury in your eyes. That'd be brilliant. I'd like to see you really foaming at the mouth and really giving it shit. Come on,
Graham.
For crying out loud. Man, restrain yourself. You know, she's a Scot too.
Yes, she is.
Yeah,
Really?
she's not Margaret. She's Margaret, which is the
Margaret.
Catholic. That's the Catholic, isn't it? No?
Freedom!
Yeah. Scots. We've got 2 Scots on here. We've got a Yorkshireman and we've got a Londoner. Well, yeah, sort of. Yeah, but basically, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a migrant. I'm a
And a dog. And a duck.
And a dog and a duck. Yeah. And your rabbit. Your rabbit.
No, I let it go up a hill, man. I had to.
Oh.
His name was Max, by the way.
You should have eaten him.
No, I couldn't possibly eat Max. He had a name. How can you eat something with a name?
Oh, no.
Oh.
I would have had to call it Max Stew, and that's just wrong.
Blimey.
Max. No, I couldn't eat Max. I've got loads of photographs of him doing cute stuff.
Oh, flipping egg. Apparently they're much tastier than the wild ones, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
There's more fat on them.
Yeah, a lot more fat, yeah. I know, he was huge.
I was going to say, before I was rudely interrupted by my own going round the houses and then forgetting what I was talking about, was that... Oh, no, I did say it, didn't I? Yeah. Yeah, we've got 504 follows. It's incredible. It's amazing. It's just gone berserk in the last...
I think it's just since we took the animals on.
That's right. That's it. But, yeah. Yeah. We need more farmyard. I think so.
What, sounds or animals?
Who is that?
It's probably Graham.
We've lost Lisa.
Have we?
Yeah.
Yes, we have. Yes.
She's gone. I suppose I'll look to see if there are any comments.
I think it's Lisa. I think she's actually a zookeeper.
Yeah.
I don't think she's at home. I think she's in the zoo.
We didn't cover... Look, I mean, guys, if you want, I'm fine to go until 2 o'clock. It's now 1:15 where I am, so it's 12:15 where you are. So this show's been going on for, what? Actually, not that long.
2 hours.
It's been going on... No, it's only 2 hours, isn't it? It's not that long.
Yes.
It's not that long, no.
Oh, okay. In that case, because I was thinking that we'd got so off topic that it was pointless, but if we've actually covered a fair bit, we've covered some important things in the BBC during this show so far. So, you know what? I'm actually quite pleased about that. I am. What I'm going to do in that case...
We came to conclusions
guys,
as well.
I'm going to play you something, and I want your opinion on this. Now, I just need to make sure this is going to go out so everybody can hear it, and I think that will be fine now. So tell me if you cannot hear this, but this is Lord Hall. Yeah, this is what he said the other day about the BBC. What he said about the BBC pay thing. And I think that this is very important to analyse. So, there you go. Can you hear that? Can you hear him?
Yes.
Okay, all right, let me just restart. Okay, this is what he said.
I think they are highly skilled jobs. I think you underestimate.
Okay, first of all, he said, I think they are highly skilled jobs. Now,
yes, and I think you underestimate.
You can...
Where?
Sorry, go on, Graham, go on.
He said, I think these are highly skilled jobs and you can underestimate.
Well...
What jobs was he referring to?
He's referring to these high-paid presenters, yeah, like Evans, Lineker, Graham Norton, Jeremy Vine, John Humphreys, Hugh Edwards. Dimbleby is probably paid an absolute... I found it very interesting. There was no question time on Thursday night, the night that they released this information, because you can bet your bottom dollar that David Dimbleby is one of the most important people in the BBC.
What about Chris Evans?
Chris Evans is on 2.2. Graham Norton almost certainly is on the most, because he is on 0.9 before he does his show. Before he does his show, he's on 0.9 of a million. So that show is done through a private production company. So we don't know the figures, as we do not for any presenters that are going, or whatever employees that are going through an agent, through a private production company. We don't know the figures. So we don't know for like the likes of Dimbleby, and we don't know for Graham Norton. But you can bet your bottom dollar that Graham Norton must be getting a couple of million at least for that show. And you could argue he deserves it. You could argue he deserves it. But then again, it's this whole propaganda thing, isn't it? Are they spouting, as Piers said in the first, 30 minutes or so, are they spouting propaganda? And if they are, then...
Yeah, they're selling us. Of course they are.
Yeah.
What about oh shit, what's his name? He's an Irish gay boy. Paul O'Grady.
Oh my word!
The
dog special.
I love Paul O'Grady. He's wicked.
Oh man, he just his voice, it's just I can't really it's a really nice voice.
He's wicked. He's good fun.
Oh no, man!
I used to work with him years ago, actually. Well, I mean vaguely, but yeah, he's a nice bloke.
He is a nice bloke, but his voice and his whole camp persona has got me actually sticking pins in my scrotum.
Yeah.
Okay, right. I'm going to carry on with what Hall said.
Can I just say one thing before you say your one thing, Ollie?
Might as well.
I've asked Beverly Taylor King to actually join us, so hopefully we can have a laugh when she gets on.
Good bless her. Yeah, that'll be nice, Beverly.
So look out for a ring on Skype.
We need some womanly love.
Yes, we need a woman so that we can curb on the language, the Scottish language.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, I'm going to play a bit more of this. So
go on then.
We've covered that first
I think
bit.
They are highly skilled jobs. I think you underestimate what it is to present a programme, to have a close bond with the public.
Hold on again. I'm translating propaganda, people. That's what I'm doing. And that's what I was going to do. In fact, I'm going to show you something. That I tried to find, I was looking at earlier. Now, I was wanting, when I planned this show, I was wanting to do...
BBC.
Well, I was wanting to physically cover this. Now, let me see if I can get this on the screen so that I can explain. It'll be more easier, rather. Yeah, it's there. Good. Okay. I was wanting to cover this. I was wanting to do this. Now,
what is it?
This is... Can you see that, guys? Is it on your screen?
It says number
too?
10.
No, it's BBC News at 10.
Right. Underneath, nothing.
What is the most populous newscast on the BBC, would you say?
News at 10, yes. We accept that, yes.
Right. So, I thought, hold on, one sec. Beverly is calling us
That's good.
It's a group
That's
call. Okay.
Yep.
Beverly.
Bit of groupage.
Beverly.
Oh,
Beverly,
That was
that's so funny.
Beverly. Oh, she's there. Okay. Let me just finish this. Let me just finish this. But Beverly's there. Okay. Right.
Again.
This thing here. Yeah. BBC News at 10. Right. So I figured that's the place. Oh, Beverly, for goodness sake.
Keep disappearing, all of you.
It's
Oh,
a
really?
BBC show. It's all about the BBC.
Can you hear Beverly? Is your volume turned down on Facebook as well?
Beverly.
Headset is on.
And your
Oh,
headset's on. Okay. We now have several people on this call. Well, there's four of us. Four.
Momentarily.
No, five. There's 5 of us. So we might
It's
be
like
pushing.
Is Elizabeth still here?
Well,
It's like a.
Yes, she is. Lisa.
It's like a major groupage.
Lisa, wake up.
A Loch
Lisa.
Ness monster.
headset's on.
Oh,
for
yes.
goodness- Lisa's
Oh,
gone to
that's
sleep.
nice now.
Lisa
That's
has
nice.
been eaten by her
Got it
dog.
now.
But you can hear us, Beverly.
Surely you can hear us. Beverly,
Yeah.
Beverly.
Taylor King.
Beverly,
Yeah.
Beverly. Oh, Beverly's gone.
What?
Oh,
Still on.
oh,
Can you
there
hear
she
us?
is. You are breaking up. You're breaking up. You know
Oh. Oh. Uh,
what?
You're cracking up, Bev.
Oh dear. Okay.
I can hear you,
Okay.
Oh, we can
you
hear
can hear
you.
us. We could hear that
but y'all
too.
keep breaking up.
We can hear you,
Oh.
Beverly.
That's better.
Let me.
Yeah, you're nice and clear now, Beverly. What do you think of the BBC?
Yeah, BBC. I can hear that.
What
No.
do you think about it?
What do you think about the BBC?
Hello,
Cricket.
Bev. Mrs. Taylor King.
Oh, for God's sake, woman.
Come on. Beverly.
Yes.
Oh, she can hear Graham, but nobody else.
Oh God.
Hi, Beverly.
Alrighty.
Let me get me other thing. I'll call.
What other thing?
Oh, she's gone. I heard the
glitch.
ring off.
She'll be
I
back
heard
in
the
a
ring off.
minute. She'll be back in a minute. She's trying something else.
Try something else. She's the one. Hold
The
on.
glitch in the Matrix.
Hold on. I should have had a picture here. Are you guys watching the screen? Watching the actual
Yes.
stream?
Yes, I'm watching you as well.
Are you?
And
Skype.
it's- What's that now? It said, best
is this
income.
my best side?
How do you get the streamage? Yeah, how do you get the streamage?
What do you mean?
Go to Facebook and run it
Yeah,
without the volume on.
we stream
Spice,
all.
but
It's amazing. I tell you what. Look at this.
So
Look,
if you-
look.
Okay, so I'm on
Wait.
Facebook.
Whoa.
Right, Graham, if you're on Daily Brexit, the first one says BBC Views.
on.
Underneath that, you'll see one that's running, and you'll
I need-
see yourself, myself,
I need-
and Ollie.
I need to type in Daily Brexit, yeah?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Facebook.com Daily Brexit. In fact,
I'm on
if you,
Facebook.
Daily Brexit search is fine.
I'm always on Facebook. I've got a huge group I run.
How many you got? You got 5 friends on there?
I've got 38,500.
Whoa, Nick. So it must be a group then.
And I've got 3 other groups. I've got a really controversial group, you know.
Have you?
go on.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
It's called Soldiers Deserve to Die, Murdering for the Masonic Banking Elite.
Wow,
My word.
that's a
bit
hard
too
call
much-
for you.
That's too much to type in for me to find that.
Soldiers Deserve to Die, Murdering for the Masonic Banking Elite. Oh, hey, you get some really good arguments in there.
I bet you do. Yeah, I can't think why.
You get some really, really passionate debate. No, but it's good, you know. It's good.
Yeah,
it's,
it is.
It's
It is.
fiery. It's fiery. It's interesting.
Yeah, Graham, I'll tell you what. I've got to say, Graham Sutherland.
Yes.
I was going to say this earlier when I introduced him, but I didn't because he came on the show really late because he had something to do or whatever. Life happens. And Piers and me, by the way, had a great time, Graham, until you came on the show. And
Screwed everything up.
I'm so pleased that you've come on the show because you have a research facility that I respect, and some people do. Chris, you are another one.
What's that?
People that really have, and Alan, that I had on the show a couple of shows ago or so, is another one. These folks that produce this amazing research, Alan Ashwood.
Yes.
I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. And you, Graham, are one of those folks. I'm just saying this in case anybody is bothering to watch this, and they probably won't, but you do. And we met each other, all of us actually, us three here on this call, through that radio stuff I was doing, and that Graham is doing with Truth Cat Radio. And your show is your stuff. How long have you been researching?
Since I was 14.
My word.
Why did you start at that age in this? And what kind of things were you researching then? Because it kind of been this kind of stuff.
I'll tell you what happened. When I was about 14, I just got really into reading, and I wasn't that keen on fiction. And my father knew about this, so he brought home Heinrich von Däniken's book In Search of Ancient Gods, and I read it and totally consumed it. Absolutely loved it. I thought it was absolutely fascinating. It blew my mind. And I said to my dad, and he got it from someone at his work. He didn't buy it. Someone actually thought my dad would like it, so my dad gave it to me, to read. Yeah. And then I said, Dad, can you get any more of Heinrich von Däniken's books? And he said, yeah, the guy's got all three of his books. There's Chariots of the Gods and Return to the Stars. That was Heinrich von Däniken's three books. So I read all three of them when I was like 14. And then I just absolutely loved it. And I thought, oh man, this is just so much more interesting than all the bullshit my friends are talking about. And all the banal stuff, and everyday stuff, sport and everything that everyone else was into. I just thought, nah, this is way more interesting. So the next book I read, I got it from one of the top geeks in my school, and it was a book about astral projection.
Really?
And actual, it was called You Forever. That's what
so
it was
you
called.
Came into this really more through the esoteric side.
Yes, I did, and then
as
I got
opposed to the geopolitical.
Yes, and I
Because
also
what we really have, the stuff we do, the kind of stuff we talk about is basically a mix of that, isn't it?
It pretty much is, yeah. And then I got really interested in secret societies as a 15, 16-year-old, and I started reading stories about, well, not stories, I started reading books, research books about secret societies and the Masons and the Palladians and all of that kind of stuff. I just found it fascinating.
Yeah.
I don't like, I'm one of the guys that goes onto a beach and just turns over every stone, I just keep going.
How much, Chris, do you kind of, how esoteric?
I actually read a lot, but not from my younger age. I was more into the pub business and the women business, but I didn't have time to read books in those days. These days, I tend to try and read up on most things that I write about. I think it's only fair to everybody else, should I be writing something, that it should be a fact,
if
and
we
not
were to
some
talk,
fictitious
Chris,
story.
If we were to talk about, like, if you like, the political side, the geopolitical side, or the, political side, or the more esoteric side, that esoteric side, how much of that do you buy?
No, I don't buy any of it.
What do you mean?
I tend to try and stick to the truth. Like
what,
I said,
stuff you can prove?
Yes,
Yeah.
factual stuff. And I think
Sure.
when
I
you're
do too,
writing
to be honest,
stuff on Facebook, it needs to be factual so that people cannot come back to you and say, "What is that rubbish?"
Yeah, that's right.
I know you
But,
like.
okay, let me ask you another way. How curious are you?
I'm not, and I also don't have an imagination. Can you believe that? I do not watch sky, what's it called? Science fiction.
Yeah.
I just doesn't turn me on. Sorry.
Yeah. Sure.
I like.
I'm the same now.
Hello.
I can't deal with science
Hello,
fiction.
Beverly.
Yeah. I did when I was younger. It was something I loved when I was a
That's
kid, but not as
computer,
an adult.
not the phone.
Oh, that's better.
You're on
We've
your
got all
computer
of us now. We're all here.
Oh.
Hey, Bev.
Hi.
Can you hear Graham?
Yes, I can hear Graham as well. Yeah.
Can you hear Graham? The Loch Ness Monster.
Usual crowd.
She's
So
gate
we were
crashed.
talking about
She's
the
come to tell us
BBC.
to go to bed.
Yes, I know. We need to.
This is quite cool, eh?
Yeah, very cool.
Good
Pardon?
fun.
Yeah, it's cool. Beverly, my pet duck would like to speak to you.
Very nice and chill. Oh, dear
it
me.
must be mating season. I've never heard it making that noises before.
Joyful.
Man.
Oh, you boys, I don't know.
What are you saying? Why can we not see your video?
What do you mean?
Your
I
video's
can only
not on.
see, like, not even a profile picture, Beverly. We've just got this blue blob.
BT.
All
It
right.
works
I
for the
don't
BT.
know.
Come on,
You've got-
sort it out.
Your,
Press
your
the
head's
video
actually,
thing.
Click your video at the bottom of your page there.
That's it. There you go.
Beverly, your head's detached from your body. I'm looking
Lovely. Lovely.
And what's that
Lovely.
beat you've got on?
Your head's actually hovering above your shoulders like a random ping pong ball.
No wonder.
You know, this is so cool. This is so cool. I love this. Do you think that I can get away doing a show like this on a Friday night?
Yes,
Yeah,
every night.
definitely.
Every Friday. It's damn good fun.
Definitely.
Good fun
Yeah,
on a Friday, eh?
And I'm
For-
sure
for-
you'll be able to get more people on giving their views and their opinions. And it would just be great.
Just be like a it's a bit like Tony
Yeah,
Blair's
chat-
sofa politics, isn't it?
Like having dinner.
It's like an after dinner conversation.
Yeah. It
Well,
is.
I don't think Ollie can stick to one actual social issue. It has to be a spread out and wide based sort of.
Streams
Well,
of
you're right.
consciousness.
You're right.
Yeah.
It just needs to be Friday sofa or something like that. Something
Yeah, talk about nothing.
Just open forum, basically. Open
Streams of
forum.
consciousness. That's what this is.
Beverly, have
Open
you
forum.
clicked on your mic and your video yet?
How do I do that? Tell
At
me.
the bottom of your Skype,
Mm.
you'll see the video next to the microphone.
Well, I'm really pleased to hear that because I think it's been fantastic and it's lovely, and we've been talking for 2.5 hours, and it's just like I just want to carry on. Personally.
I think you have, Ollie. I, on the other hand, have kept quiet.
Turn video on.
Yes.
Turn me on.
Come on, let's have your smiley face on here.
Sure.
Now
It
hold
won't
on a
do
sec.
it.
Hold on a
Won't
sec.
do it.
Now
Oh yeah, it will. It will. Yeah.
It
There
will
you go.
there we
Oh,
go.
there
Yeah.
Oh, wow, you've got corner
Have
unit.
you got no electric in your place? Are the lights out permanently or what?
That's a nice corner
Oh, they go
unit.
out on the timer, don't they?
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Oh no. Oh. Sorry.
Let's put it back on again. I can do that. We can do
That's some
that.
unusual camera techniques going on there.
Yeah.
What was that?
Okay.
What was that?
Wide
Oh,
lens.
you're an old
Okay.
pro, Beverly. You've done this before.
We got Lisa too.
There you go.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
right.
Look at that.
All right.
We're right
Extra
on the
wide
scene.
lens.
Are you going to
Yeah.
walk us around
Oh.
the living room?
Pardon?
Are you going to? Oh, holy biscuit! There's a washing machine repairman in the background working. Has
Oh,
he not
no,
fixed
my
that
son.
washing machine yet?
My son. My son.
Oh, it's your son.
Yes.
He looks like my washing machine repairman.
Why isn't Lisa in the picture with us?
Because
Because
she's not on. Elizabeth's
yeah, but
not
she
on anymore.
is. She is. Lisa.
I am.
Oh, you are. Oh, where's your picture?
What
Come on,
exactly?
I
Lisa.
don't know how to do it. You need to get some
Come on.
standard
I
again to
can
kick me.
see you. I
This
can
is becoming
see
a
you.
great dating site.
I
Just do
can
a bit of clickage.
I can see Lisa.
Oh, God.
Come
a
on,
different-
Lizzie.
I think it's my fault somehow, technically. I can see Lisa in a different window, like a Skype window, but she's not in the window. Oh, I know why. Okay,
Well, then.
I think,
On Messenger.
Lisa, I've got you on a different Skype call. You're not in the group
Oh,
call.
she's not. You've not joined her up.
So
Okay.
yeah, and that's why. So I'm going to close this call with you, and I'm
Yeah.
then going to call you. I'm going
Right.
to try to connect with you. So when I do, just accept the call, and I apologise for slurring.
But Ollie, I can't.
I've done it. Oh, she's gone because she was about to go off on one, and
Right. But Ollie, I
Fine.
can't see you either.
Try not to trip over your birdcage this
And I
time.
can't see him either. I can
Here
only
we
see
go.
you, Christopher.
here we go.
You only see
no,
me?
it's changed. Yeah.
Well, you see, Graham is in incognito, and he's
Yeah.
not showing himself because he doesn't have a camera. His
Oh, right,
donkey
okay.
or his bunny rabbit chewed his wire. So you won't see him.
And what about
And
Ollie?
Ollie, unfortunately, you just have to watch it on Facebook.
yeah.
All right, okay.
I do have something to say to Ollie, by the way,
Yeah.
when he's available.
Yes.
I know he's busy trying to get Elizabeth back on.
Yeah.
I'm on.
Hello! Where's your photograph?
Why is she not-
Ollie, are you still on?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm
because.
Hold on.
Graham's
Is
acting
that
again.
that?
That's that Graham character.
Oh, go on, Chris. What do you want to say, mate?
That Billy was just saying that it's raining tomorrow, and that for the walk,
Yeah.
and it's supposedly going to be heavy.
It's going to be raining ducks and pigs.
Where's the rabbits?
Oh, joyful.
Hey!
Oh, there we go.
Well,
Yeah,
if-
Lisa. We've got Lisa
Ollie-
too. Yeah.
Oh, hello, Lisa!
Hey! We're all here. Okay,
Yeah.
that's great.
Why
That's
have they
wicked.
got big full-size pictures and I've got piss with a little one in the bottom?
Oh, those skirting boards are needing dusted.
Oh, the dog's there. The dog's there. Dog's there, Liz.
Then he's sleeping.
Eh?
He's sleeping.
He's sleeping, is he?
Down his ball now.
I think Ollie's been sleeping for an hour.
Bloody chick,
Oh,
man.
joyful.
He's gone very quiet for some reason. As
No,
Ollie today.
I'm rearranging the screen. If you look at the screen,
Oh,
you'll
my
see that
word.
I'm playing with the tech. I tell you, this whole show for me has been one big tech test, and it's been amazing.
You've done very well. You've done very well.
Awesome what we can do, eh? It's so
Yeah.
cool. It's so cool. I tell you, I'm so buzzed on being able to do all this stuff. So you guys, oh, there we go. Look at that. So I'll go over there,
Oh, go to sleep, Beverly.
and yeah, that's it. That's brilliant.
I will be in a minute.
Oh, that's brilliant.
It's amazing, eh?
And Elizabeth's ready to speak. I can see it. She's bursting to get something out.
Eh?
Yeah. Oh, that's
Oh, dear me.
Go on. Come on, Lisa.
Yeah.
What? Tell us what for. Tell us what for.
Oh, well, you've had a good evening tonight. It's been good. It's been fun. I've had a lot of problems with my internet because I don't know how to work it. It's a new laptop, sorry. And it's doing my head in. And I don't know whether to throw it out the window or try again. And that's good what you're doing. You've got to keep up this work, you know, get more people interested, share out the comments, which I've been doing, share out the show, what I've been doing.
Yeah,
I might put
we
teeth
all
in
have.
time
Yeah.
for you, you never know.
Mm.
But
Yeah, you might get more than 3 people next Friday.
Oh.
well, no, we've got to get used to it, and it's going to take a bit of time, obviously, but we can't give up. No surrender.
No.
Damn
No.
right.
There was no
Damn
surrender.
Oh, my
Damn
word.
right.
God.
I'll tell you what.
Oh,
I'll tell you what.
it could have been oh,
Just have a bit- have a bit of that.
God. We see
All right.
your likes again.
How many glasses have you had, Elizabeth?
I had a cup of tea, darling. That
A
passed
cup of
it.
tea, that's not bad. It must have something in it.
That's not making it.
Yeah.
Have you got your teeth in? Have you got your teeth in, Lisa?
No, I can't stand them, love. They drive me mad.
Oh, God.
I only put them in when I'm changing my identity or when I see a nice-looking guy.
You ever sat on them and bit your bum?
They don't fit. They're too tight.
Are you saying Graham and I are decent-looking guys?
No, I said, have you ever sat on them and bit your bum?
No, but the dog wouldn't mind getting them in his guts. I can't stand them.
I would be a
I've never sat in them. I don't know where they are, to tell you the truth. I'd have a look around.
I bet you they would stick right into your bum.
No, there's not many of them. I've still got some left. But, I don't know. I'll put them in for you if you want.
What, live?
In private.
Why
You
not?
do it. Yeah, do it in private.
If I can find them.
You know what? I'm going to check. I'm going to have a look.
That's better.
Is anybody Nobody's watching now.
Oh, right.
Nobody's watching. Wonderful.
Oh, no.
Oh, who can blame them?
Well, that obviously
Who
means
can
that
blame
2 hours is probably enough then.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would say so. Peter had enough after an hour.
Well, it's very nice. It's been good talking to you all. And, we're all on the same boat here. Seeking questions, seeking actions, seeking answers, hoping and praying that Mrs. May will change her mind another day, yeah?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
No chance.
What do you mean?
Trust
Mrs.
the
May
first
will
road.
change her mind another day. What do you mean?
won't
Well, I
change
call her
her
Mrs.
mind.
May another day.
Hey?
I
Mrs.
call her
May. Mrs. May another
May.
day. Another
another
day.
day.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
I don't know. She said this, she said that,
Yeah,
and she
change
said
her
this,
mind.
and she said that, and Brexit means Brexit.
You think she's a stooge?
Yeah.
I think she's a
She
bloody
is.
puppet.
Yeah.
You think so, Beverly?
She was paid to throw the election, but it didn't work, did it?
Paid to?
No.
Of course she was.
I mean,
By
I
very,
would apply
they're
to be
very
the-
Brussels that want to keep us in the EU.
I think
Yeah, I think
anyone
she-
can apply to be an MP today. You can
Hey,
be a
hold on a
banker and
minute.
be an MP.
Hold on a minute. Now we're pushing it.
Let's push it. Let's push it. Push it out there, Chris. What do you think about that?
I'm still under the impression that Mrs. May likes to say what people want to hear, but actually in the back room and the Parliament offices, something else is actually going on. Somebody could be telling her, "Oh, you must change to this. You must do this." And one of the reasons why she changes her mind every now and again is probably because of one of these something else is actually going on. Yes, there is
Sorry.
something going on.
Yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
Well, they all
yeah,
had this
I mean,
speeches written for
Piers.
them anyway, don't
Piers has a
What?
good theory.
What's that?
Who was that? Somebody's stomach. That was Graham, wasn't it?
No, Graham and his duck.
What's he doing to that?
No,
duck?
the cat came in and chased the duck away.
I heard
Oh, dear.
It's just silly.
Right.
It's silly. It's a Friday night. This is the
Yeah.
Billy Bollocks edition or something like that. That's it.
You could call it menagerie. The mad menagerie.
The menagerie, yeah.
It's cool, isn't it? It's amazing. It's amazing. Beverly, though, her
Yes,
camera
yes,
is
go on.
completely pissed. I mean, I
Is
can
it?
see you've got a lovely. My mother's got one of those. That thing you've got in the corner of the room, that bloody triangular cabinet thing in the corner. I
I
know
know.
what you are. My mother's got one of those. You've got all your
Yeah.
posh glasses
I've
in
got
there,
one
girl. haven't you?
Have a look round. Yes. And Diana as well. Can you see Diana?
Have you?
On the
You've got
place
lots of
there,
Diana.
yeah. Yeah,
Are
three
you
plates of
talking about the
Diana. Four
goddess or
plates.
the princess?
Yeah, she was wonderful, wasn't she?
Oh, you're talking about the princess. You know,
Yeah,
I was
Diana.
on TV. My biggest ever ratings was about 4 billion people. And
Holy
It was
biscuit!
Yeah, this is true. It was during the funeral of Princess Diana, and they cut from Elton John, who was doing his the wind, and they cut to me in Hyde Park. I was right in the middle of the shot with my mate Simon. We were just there, and we were passing each other a joint. I tell you, we were so stoned at the time. But it was during Diana's funeral, which was a very sad day. Apart from the fact that we did enjoy it, but it was, and she was amazing. She was sorry, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, she is. She was
an amazing woman. That was 20 years ago this year. 21 years ago.
I know.
Almost to the day. And okay, so
let's just hope that Charles and Camilla have the most unfortunate car accident once the Queen dies, and then he can never be king.
Really?
That's a bit. Ooh.
Mr. Fahid will see to it.
Beverly.
He will. Mark my words.
Well, Ollie, what do you think about that?
I think that's an amazing. I like that theory. I mean, is there not a plan? Actually, okay. Who do they want to be? Who do they want to take over? Because obviously this Queen's been amazing. When she
Prince
goes,
Andrew, will it?
When she goes,
he's only half, isn't he? He's not even Phillips, is he?
When she goes, yes, Lord Porchester.
That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
Lord Porchester.
When the Queen goes, I wonder
Lord
how many.
Porchester.
Okay, all right, we'll cover this. This. Beverly, who was he?
Lord Porchester was the racing manager of the Queen, and when the Duke of Edinburgh was messing about, shall we say, and going here, there, and everywhere,
right,
the Queen was being entertained by Lord Porchester.
This is all alleged, but there
it's all
are
alleged,
theories.
yeah. And if you saw a picture of Lord Porchester, he's the image of Andrew, and Andrew doesn't look like any of the others.
Yeah.
Edward, Anne, and Charles all look similar, but he does not.
A bit like Chelsea Clinton looks like that bloke that Hillary was.
Which monkey?
Bunking.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like.
Yeah. Okay, so what was the point of that though? Because but blimey, I can't remember what it was. There was a thread there. Beverly.
Yeah, we were saying, weren't we, about the Queen, how well she's done, and who's going to be the next. Well, it won't be Charles.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. So, I wonder, how many people, when the Queen pops her clogs, will turn out actually not to have been monarchists after all, but were Elizabethans. I really do wonder that, don't you guys?
No, I think a lot of people do want the monarchy to carry on, and I think that William would be a far superior king to what his father can ever be. His father's just a weak individual.
Well,
and when you're
exactly.
Going back, when you're going back to Jill Dando, there was a story that a certain member of the royal family was, and there was suspicion that it was Prince Charles.
Jill Dando?
No, I don't mean that. That he was, bothering with.
With what?
Well, it was a servant, wasn't it, of the palace?
Oh yeah, that's right.
That
was an interesting story. So that was one of his. But he just said that there were gay shenanigans going on in. What palace is it? Down the Mall? What's it called again? I can't remember.
St James's.
No, where Charlie lived. Oh, was it? It might have been, because that's how he was before, wasn't
Palace.
it? Right, okay. Right. Oh, Beverly, she's a dark horse, isn't she? She's got some interesting stuff going on there.
Oh, yes.
Very, very dark.
Graham, what do you think about that?
Thank you.
Well, does it matter, really? I don't know. What are we talking about? I can't remember.
You said, do you think the monarchy monarchy should continue, or do you think it'll be the Elizabethans that
Exactly. That's it. Because I mean, it seems to me that people, Charles, if we have him, we've got the Spiders Memos King. So we've got this guy who basically wants to influence government in his way. I'm not saying that...
No chance anyway. He ain't got the brains he'll bother with, has he?
Well, has he got the power? I don't know.
No, he hasn't.
What do you think, Lisa? Come on, lighting up your fag.
I would like to see the Queen, the royal family continue in the UK because it brings a lot of tourists to the UK, and I think it's a bad thing to lose it.
Yeah, true.
Yes, it does.
But it certainly won't bring certainly won't bring any money with
If the
Charles
Queen
and the bag
goes,
lady,
I think
though.
UK's finished.
Oh,
We need the royal family. It's one of the biggest tourism in the UK, especially in London. People come there. I go past there a lot of times. There's lots of people go to see the palace and the Queen. I mean, Prince Charles, I wouldn't like to see him to be the king, no.
No. Or the bag lady. Or the bag lady.
Way too big.
The bag lady? Who's that?
The horse lady.
The chain smoking.
Camilla.
The chain smoking. What do we call her? The chain
Because
smoking.
her son,
bitch.
Todd, he was a bit of a lad, wasn't he? But okay, so a lot of people, they want William.
William and Kate, yeah.
How can that happen? And some
I've just
people,
told you
some
how it
people, some people.
I've just told you.
Oh, she's so awkward. I'll tell you.
No, I'm not being awkward,
last
it's true.
time.
Oh, she's very
last
awkward.
time.
You wouldn't know what she's like.
Next time, I'm just going to pretend that I couldn't take her call, yeah? So, what about some people, they prefer Harry? Lisa, do you prefer William or Harry?
I would prefer the other one with the kids and the
William.
wife. I think they're quite
William and
nice.
Kate, yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing. It looks good with the kids, and when they're out in Germany today, it did look nice looking at them with the kids playing and
She
going on
wants
their
another one.
play. Yeah, well
She's
done.
getting broody, according to the Sun.
I think she's rather nice, and I think he's a lovely guy, and I think he does his best. And I mean, I would like to see him to be the next king.
Yeah. I think
I've
most
just had a
people would.
message. I've just had a
He's
message
a family
from
man, and
Ben Walker. Ben Walker, UKIP candidate, says,
Yes.
"Hey Ollie, hope you're well. I'm more than happy to come on. Let me know when. We should bring him on
very
now.
good.
Now.
We should-
now.
yeah.
Get him on now. Give him a hard time. Come on, get him on.
Do you want to?
I hope we
No.
don't get Canon.
We could do. Shall I?
Oh, no. Don't want
No,
to.
not now. It's not. It's not on. Ah.
He's not coming on.
No, I'm not going to invite him now.
Yes, invite him now. We're all UKippers.
If he wants to come on, he can.
Just tell him we're having an informal Friday night thing, and it's, you know, he won't be put in the hot seat.
And then
Okay,
he can,
look.
He can have a serious conversation with you on Tuesday or Friday. That's
You know
up
what?
to him.
Okay. Look, I so need to take a pee.
Right, but we'll behave ourselves then.
Yes,
You can do it
exactly.
live on air.
You do.
Have you not got a potty?
Oh, for crying out loud! I'll tell you. Oh, it's
Honest to God.
Come on, Ollie. Let's have it out.
We want to just try and work out exactly how big a fee this is.
Oh, that's a good mistake.
Oh, hold on. Oh,
That
Oh,
must
that
be
wine.
Must be a mighty big toilet, Ollie, swinging about there.
oh, hold on. Oh.
Take it out,
Sorry.
Graham's duck.
Oh, blimey.
Now it's getting a bit rough. Elizabeth's prepared to come and clean your toilet. She's got the
I'm going to leave you. I'm going to this now. If they say anything libelous in the next 3 minutes, then they're buggered. Yeah, because I'm not here to cover their asses.
Oh, dear me.
I might have to wipe mine.
What are you doing, Graham? Dear me.
He's got his duck out.
I know, evidently.
Oh, I like random sound effects.
Random sound effects, eh?
Random sound effects, yeah. Sometimes
Well, this
sounds
looks
about
all laid out.
You what, Liz?
You look all laid out, all lied out.
We're all tired, yeah. Oh dear.
We've got to do a walk tomorrow.
What's he saying about that now with the rain?
He said he's actually throwing it down in the morning, but
And?
however, it will still be commencing.
Where's the walk tomorrow? Where is it?
From Rotherham to Halifax, and then Halifax to Littleborough.
Oh, I can't get up there now.
Oh, it's a bit
Wish
late.
you good luck, but
Thanks, Elizabeth.
all the best.
Yeah.
Yes, we'll need it.
Well, if them lefties turn up, you'll need it all right. Get an umbrella with a sharp pin in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll need more than that.
Well, good luck. Get it. We're going to have to do it. We're going to have to come out on everything now because
Let's just hope there's many people there. It's pointless if there's only 3 or 4 of us.
I think a lot of people are too scared to go because a lot of people I talk to in London, they're scared to say anything, especially in London, because everywhere you go to the coffee shop,
Yeah.
the guy's salam alaikum, yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, people say, are we swamped in London? I said, well, I learned how to speak Arabic. We must be if I have to say salam alaikum.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I know. When I was down there in January on the march, I just could not believe it. It was
No.
absolutely disturbing to note that very few white people on the streets.
We'll spot the white spot.
Even near the Hilton Hotel,
Oh, yeah.
which wasn't far from Parliament. So it surprised me how the ministers actually don't see it.
Oh, they say it all right. They say it. They just don't. They accept these people. Look, I live in one street. Next to me is North End Road. There's 7 gambling shops, right? So you'll find a way to get broke if you want to, or get rich. There's 6 halal shops. They give you credit, all right. Don't worry about that. So they're not bad to me. So I
Get benefit checks.
You can go in and say, Salam alaikum. They say, oh, alhamdulillah, shukran. How much you want today? I say, I'll have 2 baby chicken. So the dog's eating well, yeah? They're not all bad, yeah? But there's 2 charity shops. There's not an English person works in any of these shops.
No.
It became so bad for me sometimes. I had to learn to speak Arabic just to get by.
But Graham, down your way or up your way, it's not too bad, is it?
for foreigners.
Not for porno, for migrants.
We've got quite a lot of Poles. There's quite a lot of Poles in Inverness.
Right. In one town, is that it?
Well, yeah, but you get them in really unusual places, like, hotels are way up in the Wales, you know? You get them there, which is quite unusual.
I noticed one thing when I went down to Bon Regis, that there weren't hardly any. I think I saw at the most 3 or 4, and that was in Exeter. In Regis, I just never ever saw one. Everybody was white.
That is why they can't. That is why they can't.
That's why they don't know what is actually happening in places like Rochdale
and Rotherham,
Bradford,
Rotherham.
It's just overcrowded. 33% of the population in Rochdale are not English.
And Leicester. They were saying about Leicester tonight as well.
Yeah, Leicester's bad. And Lincoln.
Yep.
And Birmingham.
Birmingham, yeah, that's another one.
Yeah. And your road.
And Luton and Bradford.
Yeah.
And East London and Brick Lane. And don't go to Southall. Don't go to Southall because if you go to Southall, you'll have to learn how to speak Indian.
Really?
That's the Indian community.
God.
I mean, I must confess, I live right in the heap of it in London here.
Yeah.
And I mean, I look at my window. This is the God's honest truth. I was watching tonight the kids playing football. There was one white kid, and I counted 37 Somalians.
My word. My word.
God, no.
Yeah, and the politicians don't see it.
Well, I'm telling you the truth. I've looked out the window and I counted it just to let you know what's going on here. And where I'm living, they built all new houses around me, and everyone that got these houses were not English people who were sleeping in the streets around the corner. It was Somalians.
They built on Ashfield Road, when I used to take special needs children to and from school, and when they were building it, the sign actually said that it was for packies only, not.
In the best houses,
It did.
the best houses in here,
Yeah.
the woman is dripping in gold.
That were in the 1990s.
If you can see the gold for their bud outfits,
Yes,
see the
yeah.
big bud things they wear. They're dripping in gold. The men are renting out rooms to make more money. They're driving taxi cabs at night. They're making more money. Some of them rent out the whole house and go home for a holiday back home.
They go every year. They go
I'll
every
give
year.
you a good joke about them. Now. Be ready for this. You want a good joke about the
Go on.
Pakistanis?
Go on.
Right,
Yeah.
you ready?
Yeah, go on.
Pakistani.
Go on then, Elizabeth.
He come up to me, Pakistani guy, very excited. He said, please, can you help me? I said, I'll do my best, mate. What is it you want? He said, oh, please, I need flat. I said, don't worry, my darling. I've got a flat right here for you. I said, where are you from? He said, Pakistan. I said, I've got 1 bedroom, 1 kitchen, bathroom with balcony, a lovely view. I said, 50 quid a week. He said, where? We go now. I said, Pakistan.
That's a bit expensive in Pakistan.
Well, there's none left because they're all here, so there's plenty of houses over there for 50 quid a week.
There is, yeah.
I went
Tell
to
me,
meet them.
tell me, Elizabeth, why don't you think that the Pakistani women don't work?
Why should they work? Why should
They
they
don't-
work?
They're not
They
allowed
can't
to,
work.
are
They
they?
can't get to
They're not
breed.
allowed to. No, that's
They're not-
all.
But,
yeah.
but they're
They're
claiming
controlled by
they're claiming benefits,
the-
and no
the
one
breed.
actually tells you this.
They
No,
breed,
that's right.
breed.
They're not allowed to work, are they?
They breed like
they
rats.
Are, they
Time
are
left to
controlled
work.
by their men. They're not allowed
Breed
to
like-
work.
Breed like rabbits, honestly.
Really? I must get one.
Breeding.
Oh man. I'm not really racialist, but I'd like to see I would like to see burning the whole fucking lot of them out.
But they're not
What?
They just need repatriating, don't they? Back to their own place.
Say it like it is, Graham. Say it like it is, mate.
Yeah, tell you what.
Just
No,
don't
alright.
hold back. Don't hold
Ollie's
back.
back. Ollie's back.
Oh dear. Graham, what
Yeah.
did you say?
I don't think
Hold
it
on.
can be repeated.
No.
I can't.
I said
Hold
they
on.
should be repatriated. That's
Where's
I
it
think,
gone?
yeah, I think they
Where's
should
it
be
gone?
repatriated.
yes.
Who?
Yeah,
Who?
All of them. All of them.
Pakistanis are actually claiming benefits.
they're too flammable anyway.
Oh no!
No, seriously,
Oh,
they're,
no,
they're,
no, no,
Oh
no.
no!
they're
No.
prone to spontaneous human combustion.
I thought
Are
that
they?
had to do with the benefits.
Yeah, yeah. They sometimes just burst into flames for no apparent reason.
Really?
I thought that had something
Yeah.
to do with the new belt they were wearing.
No. It's just a strange phenomenon.
That sounds. Look,
My
come on,
goodness.
guys. If most people heard this, they would be,
Yes, they were.
you know,
Horrified.
yeah. So, how do you justify that?
Well,
Well, like I say, it needs to just be repatriated back to their own country, their own
It's got
culture.
to go back
Yeah,
to
but
this
why,
multicultural
Beverly? Come
business
on,
where they
come on.
cannot blend.
Hold on.
What?
Whoa.
Go
Okay,
on, go
I'm
on.
going to play devil's advocate here.
Oh, go on.
Why, if you are born in the UK,
Yep. Go on.
you are of the UK.
But you don't live like a United Kingdom
No,
citizen,
it's
do
like,
you?
It's like Graham with his rabbits. If he put them in a pigsty,
What?
they're not
Well,
pigs.
no. Oh.
They're not pigs, whether they were born in a pigsty or not. They are
What
not pigs.
what constitutes? Okay, Beverly. What
go on.
constitutes a UK citizen?
Living like a UK citizen.
Exactly.
But do they not? Because
No, they
I
do
know-
not. They do
Don't-
not
don't-
want to either.
Don't kid yourself,
Oh,
Ollie.
Hold on a
Don't
sec.
kid
Whoa. I know lots of UK Muslims who are just as westernized as me, really, almost. I mean, not as much, no. Because one thing I will say, look, hold on, let me say something. I'm a migrant. I'm a migrant. I'm not.
We all are. We all
Yeah.
are.
Well,
We all
are
are.
you? You're
We
not,
all
are
are.
you?
We're all descendants.
of course
No,
we
My
are.
no.
great-grandparents came from
Beverly,
Ireland, etc.
you are
Hey.
indigenous, and so am
No.
I in
I
British
am.
culture.
I'm not.
But
Ollie, I'm not. My father was from Hungary,
okay,
right?
okay.
I'm a
Okay.
bloody
And I'll
Viking.
tell you how we can recognise any migrant that hasn't actually mixed in multiculturally. And that is, if you ever ask them, Who do they support when the UK is playing or England is playing Pakistan?
Well, this is the old Norman
Right.
Tebbit
And I will tell
analogy
you
with the
that
cricket.
It won't be
There is
England.
one easy way to
And
repatriate
he's
them all.
right.
One
He
easy
was
way to
right. Norman
repatriate them
Tebbit
all.
was derided, but actually he was right. I have to say, well, he said years ago about, oh blimey, I don't know, a long time ago, 30 odd years ago, that at least 20, I'd have thought, that basically, when you go to a cricket match, if you don't support the English team, then you're not really English.
That's right.
And that's basically what he said, as well as
That's what I've said.
saying,
what I've just said.
They can never
Yes,
be English.
exactly.
They can
That's
only
what
be
you said.
British.
Yeah.
How,
Ask me.
Okay.
Ollie,
Whoa.
Why do
Okay.
they want to go to Pakistan for a holiday and not to Spain?
There's lots of questions going on here. Beverly, what's the difference in that context? Chris, hold that thought because I want to answer that too, or try and get
all right. Okay.
What's the difference between being English or being British in terms of, if you like, some kind
Anyone can be British, but nobody can be English.
Why?
Because we're English.
Because we're English, aren't we? They'll never be English. They'll never be white, and they'll never be English.
Yeah, the English people actually don't run off
But
to
if
Spain
you're born, if an English person went to Angola and they procreated with their English spouse and produced a person that was born of two English people in Angola, then that child would be Angolan.
Wrong.
Why?
Wrong.
Because that's the law.
Ollie, can I have a word in, please?
Okay.
I'll tell you why. I've lived in other countries.
Yeah.
And you will always get, I lived in South Africa 26 years.
Yes.
I still had my English friends in my English neighborhood, in my English part of town, and I mixed with the English. I did not mix. Okay, I knew many South Africans.
No, Chris.
I lived as a South African.
I hear what you're saying, but that actually is irrelevant. And the reason I say that is because I too am a migrant. You can call it an English, British expat, whatever. The fact, it's basically the same deal as the folks that are coming in from wherever to the UK. Yes. I'm the same. I'm in Spain.
Same in Spain. All stick together.
Yes.
And that's exactly what
I
we
do
here.
not. I do not. I'm not here to mix with other English people. I'm actually here because my other half happens to be Spanish, and I live in her hometown. That's the reason I'm here. But
and
my
point,
my point.
Any trouble in Spain, and you'll be the first person to catch the plane home.
If I had a kid, then that kid was born in Spain. Let's say my wife was, well, as it is, that kid would be of both cultures. So I'm being pedantic.
That's right.
I'm being pedantic.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm being pedantic, guys. Basically.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So somebody who is born in the UK. No, I'm not being propagandist. I'm being devil's advocate. If somebody is born in the UK,
they're British,
of Pakistani heritage, for example,
British.
Then they are not. Pakistani.
They're only British with a title. They still are brought up with the values of the Pakistani mother and father. They still eat the same curry. They still practice the same God, Muslim, whatever. They practice the Sharia law.
Basically, their culture is Pakistani.
How is that British?
That's right. And I tell you,
they
I have to
claim to be British when it suits,
because
but the Pakistanis when it suits
take
too.
My analogy further here on a serious point of the show, I do not vote in Spain. I do not vote here at all. And the reason for that is because I am not Spanish, and I do not believe that it is fair for me to influence the Spanish people in the future of their country. I frankly don't.
I agree.
And that should occur here.
Yeah, it should. It should. That's my point. That's my point, really.
How do you feel, Ollie,
having said that, I say that as somebody who has been here for 10 years or so and would feel the same way until the day I die. However, my kids, and let's say if my wife also was English living here, as it is, she's Spanish, and so my kids absolutely would have a dual culture, or dual nationality rather, sort of thing. But if my wife was English and we lived, and the kid was brought up in this culture, then surely that kid is, well, at the best, they're mixed up if they're listening to this conversation, because
anybody would be.
They do, yeah, we all are, because they do have a lot of Britishness as well, and Englishness. Graham, what do you think?
Not Englishness, no. And only British when they want to be.
I think it's a complex situation because we are actually involved in bombing Syria back to the Stone Age, and we have left.
Which we shouldn't be.
Of course we shouldn't be.
It's
It's absolutely disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting, and it's been proven time and time again that America, in particular the CIA, are behind and underpinning ISIS. And it's an open secret now. And they've been blowing up the infrastructure. They're not the whole ISIS thing is a charade. It's nonsense.
Yeah, it is.
They are what they're about is destroying the infrastructure of Syria, hydroelectric dams, hospitals, water companies, oil refineries. The Americans have been targeting that in particular because they know that the people won't live in rubble without electricity or water or whatever. They will have to come to Europe. They don't really have a choice. And it's social engineering. That's what they want to happen. And it's a precursor to...
It couldn't have
Khaliji plan. That's the one.
It's a precursor to martial law. That's their ultimate goal. They want martial law. They want people to get pissed off. And the people are pissed off, you know? I don't care about being politically correct. As a Scotsman, I don't really want these people here.
No.
You know, I don't care. I don't give a shit about, you know, oh, you shouldn't say this, you shouldn't say that.
But that's surprising when most of the Scots want them there.
Well, I don't care about most of the Scots. I just care about
That's a pretty hard line, man.
Yeah.
Well, okay, call me a hard line. I don't care.
Okay, fair enough. Graham, look, yeah, you're right. I don't agree with that, but it's not right for me to suggest that you shouldn't be respected for what you feel. But that is a hard line.
It's a double-edged sword, though, because I mean, I'm using logic. This is not all emotion. It's coming out here. I'm using logic because I'm saying, you know, we are bombing. We bombed Iraq.
What is the logic that makes you say what you just said?
Because we should not be involved in this mad paradox of, you know, blowing up this faraway country.
But that's different. That's different to what you're saying, though, because you're always going to have a certain level of refugees, for example, aren't you?
Really?
Yeah, but you should only have them here temporarily. They shouldn't be here indefinitely, and their country should be. Their country should be.
Listen, these people, Ollie.
This is a very. Hold on, Beverly. Hold that thought.
I had a chat with Nigel.
That's a very good point. And Chris had a good point earlier that we forgot. I hope you held that thought. We'll get to it eventually. But Graham, sorry, you carry on, mate, because you.
Sorry, Graham. Yeah,
There's lots of good points. This is the show. I'll tell you what. We've only got another 4 hours to go. And then we'll let you go.
I've got to go to bed. I'm afraid, Ollie, you've got to be on your own.
You can't go yet. Hold that thought. Graham, carry on. Hold him up. Hold him up.
What time is it, by the way? I don't even know.
Oh, 1:15 where you are.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, it really is a double-edged sword. But what I was going to say is, these people, we're assuming, right, without even thinking about it, we are subconsciously assuming that these people have got similar standards to us in hygiene and decorum, social standards, all this kind of stuff.
No,
they haven't.
No,
they haven't.
You're right. You're right. These one thing that you are right on tonight.
These people are by our standards, absolutely gross. They will wipe their arse with their hands and give it a bit of a rinse and then start eating handfuls of rice, you know?
That's right.
They are disgusting.
Yeah.
And the way they treat women is absolutely disgusting.
They don't use the same hand. They don't use the same hand to eat with that they use to wipe their bottom with.
But no, they don't. The left and the right they use.
Well,
I imagine also that most of them use toilet paper.
No, they don't.
Oh, they don't.
They don't.
No, they don't. I can assure you on that.
Use a bucket of water.
They do not. They do not.
It's either left or right hand, depending on what
It's the left hand they use, and the right hand they use to eat.
Hold on a sec. Hold on a sec.
It is fact.
Are you learning? Are you learning?
This is very general. This is a generalisation.
It is no.
No, it's a Muslim thing. It's a Muslim thing.
They say it's a cultural thing.
Lisa, you're being quiet. Lisa, you're being quiet.
Are we keeping you up?
You know,
They say it's a cultural thing.
Lisa, you've got your cleavage out. I hope you know. The whole of Facebook is looking at your tits.
I what?
Charming.
Good.
Sorry.
Jamie.
Okay. All right. Okay. I that was not a segue. We're going straight back into the thick of battle. What? Beverly, tell me again. What is going on? What's going on? I mean, that sounds. Well, that
it is a cultural thing. I know a lot, and I used to work with quite a few. And
what do you know? What do you know? What do you know?
It's a cultural thing. That's what they do.
You said you know a lot. What do you know?
I know
what is it? What is it?
That do that.
What is it that makes you say what you say? Because it does sound pretty hardline, and I want people to understand where. You know what? A lot of this is about frames of reference. Frames of reference. Graham? No? Frames of reference.
Frames of reference.
They do that. They don't use toilet paper, I can assure you.
Yeah, no, they definitely don't use toilet paper.
No, they don't.
That's ridiculous.
Left hand and then they wash it.
Yes. That's extravagant because they must use those wet wipe things.
No.
No, they're looking after the environment.
Do you like those wet wipes? Do
They're
you
saving money anyway.
Yeah, especially on that bloody 3-ply. Yeah.
Dear me. Oh, this conversation descending.
Oh my word! Brought up a right
This
story.
is my level. I have to tell you, this is my level, and this is the Billy Bollocks edition. Yeah, the Billy Whatnots.
Oh dear me.
Yeah.
No,
Billy
it is
Whatnots
fact,
every
Noel,
Friday
it is
night.
fact. They just see it as their culture. They don't see anything wrong with it at all.
Beverly should know she does work for them or with them or
Yes, exactly.
assisting them. Yeah.
Mm.
That's what I was trying to get to. Beverly, continue.
Yes, she has to actually take them to the bathroom to do it and use her left hand.
Really? Really? Really?
As if not a chance.
No.
Not
that bad.
a chance. No.
Okay.
No.
So how?
Not a chance.
You've been told she has to trim her nails.
How do you know this? Graham, how do you know this for sure? I mean, that is like a bit not Western.
How do I know it for sure? Okay, I will tell you one instance. And it's a few years ago now. The lady had dementia. And, yeah, we had to take her to the bathroom, but I never... not a chance.
Get your fingernails trimmed, you'll be right.
No.
But that was because
that's what they do. That's what
she
they do.
couldn't wipe her own bottom.
No, that's... Oh.
Go on, say.
No,
it's all
it
right.
is
You're on the
their-
radio station.
It is their culture. That is what they do. They see nothing wrong with it at all.
But there is a bottle of water there, isn't there?
That's right, yes. And that's what they use.
That's right, yes. You know
Right.
that, Ollie.
No, not really, to be honest.
Mm.
You've never been in one of these.
I find
these
it difficult
bathrooms
to
where you
believe.
wondered why there's a bottle of water. It's not
Pardon?
to drink.
Sorry?
Have you never been in one of these toilets where they have a bottle of water? Because it's not to drink.
It's for them
No,
to
I
use.
don't. I mean, I've been to Morocco and stuff, and I've not seen that. But maybe I did in Morocco, but not anywhere else.
Well, in Morocco, you will notice that the bathrooms or the toilets are actually different than ours. They're pits in the floor where you actually stand over them. And
well,
you
they
press
used
the
to be like
button and
that.
the
They
water-
are in France in some places.
In some places.
Oh, no.
You also have funny baths in France. I remember those.
But what does that mean? Well, no, what does it mean?
What do you mean? What does it mean?
Well,
It's a different culture.
yeah, but for everybody? That's what you're saying, Graham? Okay, Lisa, what do you think about this?
I don't think it really matters how they pee and shit, as long as they get it out. Don't ask me to clean it up. I don't really care what they wear, as long as they don't trouble me. I don't really
Well,
care.
yeah, that's right, exactly. Who gives a shit?
Yeah,
gives a
tremendous.
shit? What goes in must come out, and how it comes out, it's not my business, really.
It's not how it comes out, it's how they finish it off.
Yeah.
Well, that's up to them, innit?
Yes.
Yeah, but wasn't there an article in the newspaper where they were saying that they do it like this in hospitals where they go in then treating people?
Yeah, they won't wash their hands.
Yes, they
Well,
won't wash their hands.
they
It's
wouldn't be coming
cultural.
anywhere near
But
me.
they
if
do
hadn't
wash
washed
their
them.
hands, though, don't they? If they've got this thing...
But they
You
won't
know,
shake
there's-
your hands, will they?
Ollie, can I just have a little quick statement here? I
go
was
on.
in hospital beginning of December having a heart attack.
Yeah.
I went in and they put me in the hospital in a bed, and I mentioned that I was a UKIP membership secretary and that I would prefer, if it was fine, to have an English white doctor. I never saw a Pakistani, I never saw an Indian. The only nurses I saw were white, speaking English, the same with the doctors, which was brilliant.
Why
Now-
did they not consider that a racist statement?
I have no idea, but it was never mentioned. I wasn't being racist. All I did was ask or tell them.
Why is that not a racist statement? asked for
Because
Because you should have choice, shouldn't you?
I
You've
have
got
an
freedom,
option of who
freedom
I
of
would
choice.
like to look after me.
Yeah,
right,
but
freedom of choice.
this is the NHS. It's national. It's not local as such. It's
The NHS is
National.
in Britain, in Halifax, is English. And unfortunately, it is not Pakistani or not Romania. I have managed companies in Hungary where there were 1,100 people working. The majority were Romanians. I know exactly how they work. Well, they don't work, they just turn up. I know their behaviours, I know they're idle, and
Chris,
I actually
Chris, hold on,
Yes?
hold on. The top of that page, yeah, Facebook.com, Daily Brexit. The top of that page, it says, "What's it all about, Alfie?" And then the answer is self-determination. In other words, it's about the individual.
That's correct.
So, what are you not generalising there?
Yes, I was. I should have said some. I missed a word out. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's all right. That's all right.
Yes.
I wanted to
Some.
clarify that.
Some.
No,
Yes.
thank you. Carry on.
Because I have actually been pulled up about that when I was a Liberal Democrat. I forgot
Well,
to put
I should
some.
bloody well think so.
Some.
Yeah, I was pulled up about it, and I did get a 3-week suspension.
Look, just sort
because
out
I
your
forgot to-
grammar.
I forgot to put a some in, yes.
Okay, fair enough. That's all right. That's all right. Carry on. Carry on. I wanted to
No,
clarify
I've
that.
told,
Thank
I've
you.
told you my story now. That I was well looked after by the NHS, and I have nothing but praise to give to them all.
The thing is, I mean, we do. I mean, come on. I mean, look, so far as the NHS is concerned, it seems to me we should be. Well, we know what's going on.
I think Ollie, people have a very, very short memory. It wasn't that long ago when people went into hospital and they were coming out sicker than they went in, with meningitis and with every disease going.
Yeah, because of the
Remember
superbug thing.
Super bug me bum. They weren't washing their hands.
Exactly.
Really?
Yes.
When my brother goes in hospital, when my dad was in hospital, when my mum goes in hospital, if somebody comes in their room, they wash their hands before they put the gloves on, before they go anywhere near, and I'm stood there and I make sure. And I
That's
don't
an
care whether they like
interesting
it or
angle.
whether they don't.
Yeah, sure. That is an interesting angle. I've never thought of that before.
What
That superbug thing, that whole big thing, was because a percentage of the nursing care weren't washing their hands properly. That is an interesting.
It wasn't flying
angle.
around the room, was it?
No.
Pardon?
It wasn't flying around the room.
Annabelle.
Ah, look, can we get back to Jimmy Savile and stuff? Because
I didn't know you've even got to him.
What
I don't
else have we got to
think
cover?
it's
We've
really
only
well.
been on hour. This is a marathon, by the way. If you want to donate to this show,
I've got to go
by the
to
way,
bed.
because we've got one person watching, and
Same here.
yeah, we should probably go to bed.
Yeah, I think we'd better go to bed.
Yeah, get ready for your match tomorrow.
Our match.
The only thing about Jimmy Savile that really puzzled me, why did all these women wait for years before all
Yes.
this came out? Why
Yes.
didn't they do something when he was alive?
Five.
Because they were scared.
No, I think there was a money thing. I think they were trying to get
Exactly.
money because
Exactly.
I'm sorry, the man is dying and all these women show up from nowhere and they've all. Why didn't they do it years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're talking about 280 odd cases that have come to light.
Well, I think a lot of cover up went on there with the television crew.
Do you think that it wasn't such a big deal, Lisa?
No, it was because he was such a big man and famous. He was able to walk through and get away with everything he wanted to, like the elite do. But I think the woman themselves should have came forward years ago.
Yeah, but it was maybe some of them were threatened, and we're hearing some of this stuff.
Well, it's the
Some of them
same.
were probably paid a bit of money to shut up, and the media covered it all up.
Yeah.
He's
At the end of
famous
the day,
man.
he's not around. He's not around to defend himself, and I
It's
don't
the
really.
sa- no, I think it's
that's
the
right.
same as we
That's
have
true.
got today with
That is true.
the child grooming. They actually really are too young to be questioned and sat in front of police stations, and where they're scared of talking about this, that, and the other. Their answers don't come out correctly. They're all twisted, and I think it's just a quandary to what they must say and what they shouldn't say, with them
It's
being
all
so young.
controlled behind a curtain,
When
isn't
you
it?
grow up, you know you're going to get it out as you want it to come out.
Yes.
That's why they should have somebody with them who's going to advise them correctly.
Yeah, but you can't advise them if you actually weren't there.
There's a lot you've got to be careful with here, because when it's children, it's very hard. Children forget things easy too. And they use a lot of dolls and toys to try and get the child to create an image what happened
They
to
do.
them.
They do.
They don't stand up very well in court as children. And then again, the parents may not want them to go through any more than they've been through. I was abused as a child. It went on for years. I was terrorised by the person that abused me from the age of 6. He'd actually threatened me so much that if I tell anyone, he would kill my brother, kill my mother. The only reason it stopped is because my parents moved. I had this since 6 years old. Every morning the man grabbing me into a corner. I had to do oral sex and everything. All because of the love of my parents. I know what it's like. I've been there and done it. Then I got away from it because my family moved. Then I went to an area in Glasgow which was very rough. Again I was raped and abused. I lost my virginity, raped and abused. And the only crime I ever done was looked quite good when I was young. I was again terrorised to speak. I ended up in a psychiatric hospital for a year because my hair fell out. And I still couldn't speak because my mother was a Roman Catholic from Ireland. I couldn't talk about anything that was dirty. It was classed as dirty. I ran away to London in the end because I couldn't take no more. Then one day I looked at some of the scars on my body I received from some of the attacks that I had given to me. And I used to cover my face with some of these scars with my hair. Then one day I said, you know what? Never again will anyone hurt me. Never again. And I pushed my back like I did now. There's the scars. I never done nothing wrong. I was just a person that looked too good or too quiet, too scared. This went on all my life as a child. It affected my life so bad that I married twice. I married 2 Muslims. I married a Moroccan. He was horrible to me. He swindled me out of money and everything. Married a woman behind my back. Lucky. And then I married a Palestinian, a freedom fighter, who danced in my sitting room when it was 9/11. I nearly knocked me flying. And the only good thing I can say is, when I hear all these women online talking about rape, they don't know what they're talking about because they want to go through what I went through. I got the scars to prove it. And the only thing I can say is, it's a load of crap because I stood up to both of them then. I read the both of them telling me what I must wear, what I must eat. No surrender, mate. I showed them the door. One of them said to me, oh, I'm fed up in this house. He said, there's no coffee. I said, well, you don't pay any rent and you're complaining about coffee. You'll get a jar around Iceland for a pound. I said, get out, you wanker.
That's bad. That's bad.
No, because I stood up to them. Because I'd had so much happen to me as a child. And no fault of my own. A 6-year-old, right up to 17, I had to run away from Glasgow. I couldn't live there no more. Those people wouldn't let me live. I was actually from Alipool. It's a small island past Inverness. My family moved to Glasgow. Hard up for a few shillings, working class family. For 4 years, can you imagine, from the age of 6 up to 10, I'd put up this man every morning. Going to kill my mum, going to kill my brother. Then they wondered why I couldn't learn at school. I couldn't concentrate. I wouldn't have been in no fit state to stand in front of them.
Lisa, who is going to kill? Who is going to kill your brother?
This is what the man had put into my mind. This was a Scottish man. This was not a Muslim. He'd got hold of me every morning going to school.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm sorry. Okay.
Everything. Oral sex and everything. He terrorised me so much that if I spoke to anyone, my parents would be dead, my brother would be dead. I became so
you
bonded
believed them because you were just a kid.
That's right.
Yeah.
Kid. I was only 6. Right up to 10 I put up with this man. Until my family moved one day because they got a council house somewhere, other place in Glasgow. And I had to put up with that every day. I would have never been in any fit shape to stand in front of a judge and speak. For the simple reason was I was terrorised.
Was he also using a reward system with you?
Sorry?
Was he also using a reward system with you?
Well, what he'd actually done was, how it started was, what I can remember, because I was very young, he used to always call me over when I was going to school and give me a lollipop.
Okay.
I didn't have nothing as a kid because my family was very poor.
Yeah.
As basic as that.
Yeah, same girls
in
Rochdale.
Yeah.
Like in
going in the
Before I
kebab
knew
shops
it,
and things.
You know,
I was a
what
bit-
was that kiddie thing with the flying car? Card catcher.
Oh, catch a pigeon.
No.
Chitty bang bang.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. The child catcher,
you know.
yeah, with these lollipops, yeah.
Yeah.
That's what
They
you used to
came
do.
running, didn't they?
Yeah.
I mean,
But he
it
used to
is all
terrorise me.
actually. It is all that you could argue. You know, just I'm changing the subject here slightly,
No, it's
just
getting
because
serious
it's
now.
only 2:30 where I am. Why don't I mean that everything? Nothing is hidden. It's all hidden in plain sight. A whole lot. Just to change, just to throw the.
You've gone away.
No, that was it.
Hello, Alex.
Right.
Come on. No.
Tell the what?
What do you think? I mean, everything is hidden in plain sight. And Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, the child catcher,
Yeah.
is a prime example of what was going on at that time, and it still is.
Lollipops, ice cream, all free today.
But yeah, I mean, it's like Wall's Ice Cream, for example. The logo of Wall's Ice Cream, the icon, the ice cream scoop. I can hear. I've just triggered Graham. I can hear that. That scoop, it is the sign, the international sign for paedophilia, and that love heart, the way it's done there, and that if you look online, if you look up, nobody's watching. Nobody is watching us. We are preaching to ourselves. I mean, I don't care about that. I'd say this is lovely. I'm just because people. I wouldn't watch this. This is a very long show, but this paedophile thing. That icon is actually it's across the board. You look it up and it's amazing. Who knows about that? Who knows about that? This paedophile club. I don't know how far it extends. We know what's going on in the Catholic Church and all that. We're quite rightly, all sorts of emotions going on. That the fact is, from my research, there is a big international club. It's utterly enmeshed in the fabric of the global establishment, as it were.
That's right.
And this iconry is frittered amongst different logos for different key companies, such as, for example, you go and get one of those ice cream vans on the street, wherever, coming around with the. And that Wall's ice cream sign, it means I'm going to shag you up the arse, little kid. I mean,
It doesn't.
Oh, God.
yes.
Yeah.
Graham?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They love to hide things in plain sight. There's a whole lot of symbolism that you can pick up, even on record labels and different businesses and things like that. And this is how they communicate with one another. But listen, if you're gonna start thinking, oh, you know, these people are just perverts, they're just random perverts, you are way off the mark.
Yeah, exactly.
The paedophilia thing is simply a symptom of much darker stuff that they're into.
What do you mean?
And we're talking about satanic rituals. We're talking about sacrifice. We're talking about the drinking of blood. We're talking about the punishment of kids to the point that they're close to death.
Masonic Lodge.
Yeah, well, the top Masonic lodges. That's what they're into, yeah.
Okay. Okay. What do you mean? I mean, how deep? This is something that most of us, I hope, I don't know how much. What is the percentage actually? What is the ratio of, like, we know? I don't know. There was a statistic that 1 in 5 people were gay or something like that. What is the statistic? Do you reckon that how many people are paedophiles? And so let's define paedophile. Yeah, paedophile is basically prepubescent. Yeah, if you're playing with a pubescent teenager, then like really 11 plus. Yeah, because they pubesce, if you like. I don't know what the word is. About 11, flourish, I suppose. At about 11. Yeah, these days. But obviously they are vulnerable, and until they are, well, frankly, until for a long time, but girls develop quicker than boys. But nonetheless, they're not wise for several years. But that is not paedophilia. That's after pubescence until I'm not quite sure when. But basically until the legal age, I suppose. I don't know if it's legal or biological or what. Beverly, you're Lisa, tell us, women. When is it right for a woman to be, if you like, sexually approached by a man, and what sort of age should the man be, more or less? Just in your opinion, you two.
I'd have said 16.
18, I'd say.
What do you blokes think about that? What do you blokes think about that?
I think they're actually all talking rubbish. I remember when I was 13 and 14 and 15. And
what about it? Did you have that big hair?
Yeah, what were you up to?
Oh, yes, I had a lot of hair. I also had a lot of girlfriends, by the way. And yes, and
you had a nice suit. That was 70s,
talking
wasn't
about
it?
13 and 14.
Baxter was a dude in the 70s. Go on.
70s. Oh yeah, I had a little motorbike. I suppose they had the same ideas as any young gentleman does.
What? Get it up.
Yeah, get it up, get it in, get it whatever. They were no different than us.
What sort of age are we talking, Lisa? Come on, give us a tale.
I think it depends how you're brought up.
I think it turns on in the beginning of secondary school when you're turning about 12.
Oh man, I remember as a 14-year-old. I remember a 14-year-old. Remember second year at school. I remember being absolutely obsessed with sex, and you know I had to get a woman. I had to get a girl.
Oh, I was a bit younger than that, Graham. I'm sorry, but
that's
why I remember when it was 12.
It came in, my puberty came in like a bloody flood, you know, and I was like, whoa, I can hardly handle this.
Really?
It was quite overwhelming, and I remember when I was
porridge, mate. Too much bloody porridge.
I'm not exaggerating. When I was like 15 or so, I can actually remember masturbating like 20, 21 times, 22 times a day.
What?
Yeah.
Come on.
You must have been sore, dude.
No, seriously, man, I'm not exaggerating, because I remember speaking to I remember speaking to one of my friends, and
What a
it's like,
ridiculous
we're all at it, okay? Me and all my peer group, all my friends, there's like 12 of us or something, all hung about in a group, and we were all speaking about it one night.
A rugby
while
scrum.
drinking some stolen wine. And anyway, so we're all like, confessing and everything. And there was a few guys who said they did it like, maybe 10, 15 times a day. So that's not unusual,
I don't know. I never did that. I tell you what, I couldn't be bothered with that.
I don't do that 10, 15 times a year.
No, every day.
I do it more than that, but I mean, come on. I mean, 10, 15 times a bloody day. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it is. I won't be able to get out of bed.
Jesus.
I do remember.
What do you do now? How much do you wank now, Graham?
Probably about once a week.
Oh man, your libido just fell through the floor, didn't it?
Just to clear the tube.
Really. Once a week. That's pathetic. What about you, Baxter?
Me? I can't remember the last time I did it. I have no idea.
Oh, blimey.
I think I stopped doing it many years ago.
You're heavy breathing at the moment. Come on.
Got to have a fiddle every now and then.
You're definitely heavy breathing at the moment.
It's because I've broken my nose 7 times when I boxed, I suppose.
Really? You boxed?
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I guess everybody's different, but yeah, that's what
that was a lot. That was a lot.
Yeah,
it was mental, and it didn't. To be honest with you, it didn't calm down until I was about 19. And I remember as a 17 or 18-year-old when I started going out drinking.
Left?
As a 17 and 18-year-old, right? When I started going out drinking and stuff like that, I would. It was before the days of AIDS, where there was no AIDS. AIDS didn't exist.
You couldn't get AIDS from wanking, though.
No, but this was me starting to, to go out drinking and socially and stuff. And right. I'll be quite honest with you. I would have more or less slept with any woman that would, oblige.
So how many ladies have you slept with? Would you say? Then 'cause it sounds as though it might be a few more than me.
Well, I was promiscuous and had no trouble at all.
Outrageous.
No trouble at all. Attracted women when I was younger. So I remember losing count at about 60. When I was about, I used to keep a count. I think I got up to 62 or something.
Really?
By the time I was like 21.
Can you remember all their names?
No. No, definitely not. Definitely not.
No, you don't.
But I do remember, in my defence, when I was at college, my college was directly opposite a girls' school, and we used to share a pool with them. So we'd all this 5th and 6th year girls used to come across and share the college pool. And I stayed in the college halls of residence. Anyway, I started going out with this absolutely stunning half-caste girl. She was mixed race. She was lovely, and her name was Alison. I'd been going out with her for a while, and we were having a fully blown relationship. I think she was 16, and I was 20 or 21. Yep. So anyway, we'd been going out for a few months.
Respectable, sir.
Yeah, we've been going out for a few months, right? And she said to me, listen, I've got something to ask you. And I said, what is it? And she says, well, you were really, I've heard all these horror stories about the girl's first time and everything, and, it's horrendous and it's painful and everything. And I was telling my friends that you're really gentle and everything. And my friend Alison would like you to break her in. To make her lose virginity. Yeah. And I said, are you serious? And she was like, yeah. She asked me first, and we discussed it. She said, we've been discussing
her mother?
No, our friend. And she said, we've been discussing it. We've been discussing it for 2 or 3 weeks at school, and she's a little bit older than me, and she's still a virgin, and I would be cool with it if you want to be her first. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it. So I took her away in my...
Good plan. Sorry.
I took her away in my 3-litre Ford Capri. That's what I was driving at the time. And we went up...
did it in the back of a bloody Capri?
No, I'd
What a shit. You didn't do her in the back of a Capri.
No, man, listen. I had a big, huge Britac sunroof. And we did it more or less standing on the seats out the sunroof. That's how we did it.
That reminds
but anyway, right, that's not the end of the story. So she reported back to her friends, you know, and I was like really gentle with her. And she reported back to my girlfriend, Alison, and said, look, you were right, you know, Graham was like really gentle and, you know, he wasn't a brute and he was, you know, it was really cool and I really enjoyed it. And I'm so glad I didn't go with one of the boys at school, you know, because it would have probably hurt me or whatever. So...
What do you mean? So it's like recommending you, like getting Facebook likes or something?
Yeah. So there was a third female, right? There's this other friend called Teresa. And she came to me again with the same thing and said, would you do it to Teresa? And she, you know, because she's one of the gang. And now she's jealous. And I was like, yeah, I'll do it. I'll do it.
Why did they want to do this?
I don't know. They were just, well, we're all like in a gang, you know. It wasn't like, you know, we're all like we all kind of hung about together. But anyway, I took, Teresa was the same age. She was 16. I took her up the woods as well to do the same thing to her. And undressed her and could see that she basically just wasn't ready, you know. And I said, look, you're just not ready for this.
How old was this girl?
16. She was 16.
16.
Yeah, but she wasn't very mature. She wasn't a very mature 16-year-old physically, you know. Sure. And I just didn't feel it was right. And I said to her, look, listen, maybe we could maybe think about this again. Yeah, speak about it again in 6 months' time or something. And she was like really cool. She went, okay, and she just got dressed and we walked back down to the car. And I was like, that's really cool. And she told her friends, you know, she says, Graham doesn't think I'm ready. So we're gonna wait 6 months or so. And they were all like, yeah, right, that's cool. Let's go and get some chips.
Nice.
It was all really matter of fact like that.
Well, Graham, man, you were oh God, I'm so pissed.
Ollie, what makes you think?
But you were a gentleman, Chris. Sorry.
Yeah, but Ollie, what makes you think that these young girls also don't talk amongst themselves like we boys used to do?
Well, of course they do. And I bet they do more now, but that's largely because, whoa, you asked me a question, but it's largely because they've been programmed. And as, well, I mean, yeah, what Graham was saying earlier about, he didn't actually mention, but he sort of intimated, and I'll take it a wee bit further, MK Ultra, which I'll bet, okay, I've just triggered him now, I can hear it. MK Ultra, Graham. Carry on, because I'm going to smoke a bit of my cigarette.
MK Ultra mind control is one of two different kinds of mind control.
The pop icons. Did you see Katie Price, who, I like her stuff. I like all that stuff. This frequency business is another issue I'd like to find out a bit more about. Yeah, the frequency 44 100 as opposed to 4100, 200, whatever. That frequency thing is another thing, but in terms of, I mean, Katie Price did her no Katie Perry, yeah. Sorry, okay. She did her thing, and it was very good, Glastonbury. But I mean, did you see? I mean, like the references to the Big Brother, to like the all-seeing eye, the television sets, or she actually had one like act or bit of it or whatever, one song when she had her dancers were wearing television sets for heads. I mean, it was just it was so blatant, absolutely incredible. That was anyway. So I'm just wanting again asking you please to join the dots. I'll tell you, Graham, what? Yeah, hold on, mate, hold on. This guy, Mr. Sutherland, he knows some stuff, and this is very interesting because I know that. I've interviewed Graham before a couple of times, and I know, was it once or twice, Graham, we actually spoke?
Twice, I think.
Is it twice? Yeah, because I've listened to his show several times as well, and he is off the charts. A lot of people would say, but wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Wouldn't you say? Everybody, Beverly's fallen asleep. She's fallen
Yeah, I
asleep.
can see that. I can see that. I think we all are.
Sorry. Sorry.
No, the thing here is the real movers and shakers of this world are all members of secret society cabals, and they're all linked internationally, and they've all got common goals. They worship foreign gods. They worship Babylonian gods like Osiris and Cyrus and Molech and Pan and cause I think there's about 900 of them, ancient Babylonian gods, and that's what they're into. It's an extreme form of paganism, and part of that religion, and they are very religious. They are totally into ritual and wearing garb, and like all the pomp and ceremony, like the Catholic Church, for instance. They're all into that. They're very, very religious. However, child abuse and programming children for future abuse is all part of their Luciferic craft. That's what they're about. As I say, paedophilia is just a symptom of Satanism and heavy occultic stuff. That's what they're into. They also believe that if they drink the blood of children, it is the elixir of eternal youth, and it'll keep them young.
Yeah,
I've
heard that before.
Yeah, they do actually believe that, and that's true. And also another thing that's quite terrifying. What they have discovered is if they torture a child over a prolonged period, there's endorphins and other stuff gets injected into the blood, so they can endure this relentless pain.
Adrenaline.
And it's basically but it's not just adrenaline. Adrenaline is
too. Yeah, sorry, I've heard this too. Yeah, Piers talks about this quite a lot. Carry on. Yeah.
Yes, adrenaline is a chief component, but there's also a range of other endorphins in there too. Anyway, what they do with this stuff is they drink it, and apparently it's the
only way to provoke
that.
The only way to provoke that reaction in the blood is by essentially torturing the child.
Yes,
is that not correct? Carry on,
Absolutely.
Graham. Sorry, carry on. And what is the effect? Go on.
Yeah, well, the effect is the blood gets amped up with naturally produced opiates. Now, these opiates are produced in the brain, and the fact that there's opiates produced in the human brain was actually discovered by a Professor Kosterlitz from Aberdeen University. He discovered this, and it's a very strong opiate. That was one of the points that he made, a very powerful opiate. And so if you ingest that, it's obviously addictive. It's like heroin. And that's what they're all about.
So they're basically drug addicts on satanic, child abuse.
You got a bit deep for me, is this?
On blood. Yeah, well, that's I know it's heavy.
It is heavy, but
I know it's heavy.
Okay, let me bring it down just a sec, because I know. I'm trying to salvage the show, because I think we should go for at least another. It's now 2:54.
No.
It's
1:54. Oh my God.
I and Beverly and a few others have a very busy day tomorrow.
I think we should
Walking something like 16 miles is not something that I'd like to do.
No, you're right. Well, look, Graham, I would like to ask you a bit more about this. If these two Southern puffs want to basically bugger off, then I'll be happy.
What Southern puffs?
We've just got the meat and the sandwich.
I'm going as well.
No, Lisa, I was about to ask.
Put on your lady, you tell
I'm going to the garage. I've run out of cigarettes, so good night.
Good night, Lisa. Good night, Lisa.
God bless you, Elizabeth.
Bye.
God bless you. God bless you.
Bye. God bless you too. God bless
I'm
you
going to take the doggy out and go down the garage and get a packet of facts. I'll go maniac in the morning with part one.
You be careful.
I'm all right. I've got a pair of scissors.
Okay. Good for you. Good for you.
All right.
Night, night.
Night, 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 night.
Lisa, What petrol
Yeah.
station do you go to? Because I used to go to and get my fags around a petrol station around the
I've gone to the one
Palace
in
Road.
Fulham Palace Road.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. I used to. And one Christmas Day, I'll tell you a tale. I'll tell you a story. One Christmas Day, it was me and Piers and somebody else, and we all decided we weren't going to go home for Christmas because our families were basically all totally, yeah. And so we decided we'd hang out. And we didn't have any Christmas dinner. We had nothing to eat. We didn't know what we were going to do for Christmas dinner. And so they sent me out with about 10